It's like, oh, you guys didn't know? Like, Reaver, what in the...
Get with the program. That was so last millennia.
Yes, this guy. I'm speechless.
I don't know what to ask you.
If that's your kink, I'm so happy for you.
I will throw my old Kindle across the room because I'm not doing that tonight.
And now, here are your hosts.
Hello, fellow bookworms. Welcome to Bookmark Your Next Chapter, a podcast hosted by Katie,
Amanda, and Kristen. 3 friends who love books. But Kristen is not with us today. Unfortunately, her baby had a rough night last night. And I don't know if our listeners know this or not, but half the time our recordings go till like midnight. So
Yep, they do.
yeah, it's going to be, I think.
Mama needed some sleep.
Yes. Yes. That's enough said, right?
Yeah, she's going to bed early with the
So
baby
we're going to
tonight,
miss her.
So the technologically challenged crew are running the show today.
So we have an episode, and it's not going to be out before this, but there's an episode that Kristen and I did alone, and we kind of made a joke that we should make fun names for like the duos of us. So when there's like a time that it's just me and Kristen hosting, or if there's me and Katie or Kristen and Katie, we could each have our own duo names. And I feel like, Katie, you just gave us ours.
The technologically challenged crew. We need Kristen here.
It is 8:02 p.m. and we started at 7:15.
Yep, we did.
And it took us almost an hour to start this.
In our defense, the program that we use did a new update, and the record button became the go live button. So we almost went live to all of you.
More than once.
So if you
And
saw
we
a video
freaked
out in
out.
the wilderness of us saying, "Oh no," yeah, that's why.
Oh, we panicked.
We did.
So-
We really did.
There was some
So-
desperate messages to Kristen. Help us!
We're like messaging her on Discord. We're like, "Help!"
This is not going well. Abort mission.
Listen, we are a smoothly run ship, and we need all 3 of us to play our part.
I was
And
gonna
we're
say, there's a
missing.
reason for it.
We're
And
missing the tech.
we are. Oh my gosh.
Oh, but-
Anywho, here we are. We made it.
Yes. So Kristen has split up her 2 chapters for the start and ends. So Amanda's going to take one of them. I'm going to take the other. And we're going to try and go through this coverage as best as possible. Amanda, you are going to have to do our ratings
I was
today.
thinking that. And I'm not going to, I feel intimidated. Like, I can't, like, this is Kristen's thing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So I will start us off. Coverage today is going to be chapters 33 through 38 of The War of Two Queens. We are continuing this journey. It's almost done. Believe it or not. I think we have like 2 or 3 more episodes left
I was gonna
based
say,
on our breakdown.
maybe 1, maybe 2. Yeah. We're
Yeah,
really getting close
so-
to the end. So,
Yeah, but before we get into it,
remember, we are an R-rated podcast. So we are going to use your swears, and we're going to talk about some hanky-panky possibly. So
and some penises.
and some penis. So
Penis.
made me think of lava.
That's what I was saying before.
Penis. Success. So without further ado, send everybody away that should not listen, or that you would not like to have listened to
Yes.
your what can we call it? Your spicy book club non-censored friends here. And yeah, because we're gonna get started.
Okay, so before we get into this chapter coverage, Professor Katie's going to don her hat here for a minute because, Amanda, you had homework. Did you complete said homework?
5 minutes ago.
Better late than never.
That's right.
So remind our listeners, what was your homework?
So I needed to look up what the name was from Malik's like pretend name.
Middle name. Yeah, middle
Yeah,
name.
like his
It's
pretend middle
right?
name. Yeah, the name
Yeah.
that the people in that home were calling him by. You're right, and it's
And
his
the
middle name,
answer
right? It's his middle name. Elian.
Okay.
Elian.
So for everyone that was yelling at us last episode, we know now.
Sorry.
And we're sorry.
So his name is Malik Elian Denier. Then correct?
Yes. So they call him Elian because that's the name he gave them. I don't think they know his name is Malik.
I don't know. I'm still like weird about that because he's openly with the Blood Crown, but we don't know.
Same.
So
I know. But anyway, we know his name now, at least. How to say it. So, alien, like the ether.
Like the ether. Alien.
Okay, so now that we've got that settled out, we're going to sit down and we're going to start our next lesson. Are you ready, Amanda?
Yes.
Okay, so for that, we'll get into chapter 33. So it starts out in a Cass POV. Our chapter opens with Cass holding Poppy as she sleeps and him thinking about how strong, brave, and beautiful she looks in sleep. He sets her down as he hears a knock on the door, and as he does, he thinks to himself, I'm hers, and how lucky he is that he is hers. And it was so cute.
It is cute.
And then it
the
was
whole
immediately
beginning
ruined.
of this. I felt like, yeah. You're like, well, shit. That's hilarious.
Yep. Because he opens the door and it's Kieran. And I think I'm just so mad that I know the joining is probably going to happen.
Yes. In my opinion, it has been, I mean, it hasn't happened on page yet for us, but it's confirmed.
Yeah.
Like we know, know it's coming.
They've said they want to do it. They said they're going to
Yes.
do it. I'm like, just fucking do it.
Yes,
so I can
that's
get
how I
over
feel
it.
too. And I have a whole, we'll get into it. I think it's either in the first chapter here or the second chapter of this section that I kind of have more comments. Like, I mean, we've talked about it like 3 or 4 episodes now about the whole like Kieran and Poppy dynamic and how I feel about it. But something else happens with Cass and Poppy that sets me off, I guess, in my opinions on things, and we'll get into that. But anywho,
I know. I feel you. I'm just like, it's like I get so swept up in the Cass and Poppy moments, and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. Like they're like soulmates. Like look at them, they're so cute.
Yes.
And then it's like, hello, I'm here.
Yes, it's interesting because you're right. Like it was very soulmatey, like mate, heart bond, like
yes,
which I think
it's not like they're just dating. It's not like
or it's not like that. There's like I think that the scene could be set in such a way that it's not that way, and I think that, and it could be my own bias that when I hear like bond, mate, heart, whatever, like that to me sounds like that I would burn the earth down for you, my one and only.
I'm not going to share you with anyone. Like,
yes, so I just have a hard time separating that from my thinking of what that is.
Me too.
So I've already got like, this is what that is to me, but in this book, that is not what it is. So I'm struggling with that. Like, and I know that that's my own thing, but
same.
But yes, I am very struggling.
Gone into this and not been told they were heartmates, I would probably feel differently about it.
Me
but
too,
I can't.
honestly.
The two don't compute for me, and it's just, it's like a wet blanket.
I do feel. You know what? That is so accurate. That is so accurate. And I feel too that the way that, in my opinion, or the way that I interpreted the relationship between Kieran and Poppy at the beginning was so platonic, like so platonic.
Same,
and,
like almost brother sister.
Yes. And now I can admit that from then till now, it has been a gradual.
Yes.
So like arguably you could say, okay, like, but we warmed up to this. So like there is that. And I can say like, yes, that's fair. But
it's
I think
not like
because
abrupt.
I've already made up my mind though, that like, this is how I like them.
It's like the first impression. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is not how this was introduced.
And it also would be different because I'm thinking of like other books that we've read and like the enemies to lovers thing, because that's similar where it's like, it sets the stage and it changes, but it's different to me because there is that heart bond that had happened. And now, anyways,
we digress.
I really look at everybody. We don't have any comments or emails yet. Could somebody let us know what you think?
Please.
Like, I'm so curious.
We'll read it live.
Not even at this point to be like, oh, you guys are great or you guys suck. Like, what do you think of this relationship? Like, are you also, like, are you guys thinking you like, this is crazy? If this is great, I'm glad that the relationship is developing in this way. Or are you thinking
maybe
like,
we're the wet blanket to everyone listening.
I'm so curious because we're the only ones I know reading this. We have one other friend and I haven't asked her. I should ask her what she thinks. But it's not like I don't
think she's finished book 4 yet either. I think she just finished 3.
So we can't even really have much of a conversation yet without ruining things. So I just would love to know what people are thinking about it.
Same. So I think we should just move forward because we could ramble on this subject forever,
Yep,
but
sure
please
could.
let us know how you guys feel. Maybe it's just us, but here we are. So Kieran and Cass embrace when Cass opens the door. Kieran remarks on how much he missed Cass and tells him that he wanted to punch him in the dick for surrendering to the queen, even if he knows why he did it. So Kieran looks back at the closed door behind Cass and says, and Cass realizes like he's looking at Poppy, like through, not literally, you know what I mean.
Yes.
And Cass says Poppy's asleep, and Kieran says, good, she's going to need the rest. And she's going to need to feed when she wakes up, and it can't be you. I'll do it. And then Cass thanks him and says, and Kieran's like, you don't need to thank me. And he's like, I liked feeding her, actually. And I just went,
Right. I know. Okay. So I don't remember. It has been like 2 weeks now since I've read these chapters. So
yes.
my first like few notes of this is at first I thought it was kind of cute. Like not this part, but I have notes here where like Kieran comes in and Cass and Kieran hug it out. Kieran asks like, "Are you whole?" And Cass is like, "I'm going to be." And they're like, "I miss you. I miss
know,
you
like
too."
I feel like
And
this
that was
whole
so-
dynamic is ruining their interaction
yes,
together.
Yes.
I was
yes.
looking forward to this.
Yes,
And now I'm
'cause-
just like,
yeah.
when are you gonna bang his wife? I like just get over it.
Yes, that's what this is like though, right?
Yes. I'm just like, oh,
That is so funny. But yeah, a part of me was like, we need more of this like masculinity in the world where like men
Yes.
can just be like, I missed you and like
yes.
I love you
and
and
I
care
love
about
you, brother.
Yes,
Yes.
So I was there for that. But you're right. Like
yes.
it's hard to
It's just in the background constantly in my head, and I
Yes.
cannot enjoy the moment because I'm just.
Me
It just
too.
needs to happen. It just
Yes.
needs to happen.
I wish
Maybe
it
it's
had
not even
happened
going to
2
be
books
as
ago.
bad.
We just need to get it over with.
Yes.
It's like a carrot
Agreed.
that's like, is it not? Is it like
Yes.
just
And it's not the tension I like. I do not like this. Just fucking do it so I can get over it.
It's almost again like I feel like I'm gonna be like that awkward person in the room. Like when it happens, like when I read about it, I feel
Yes.
uncomfortable, and I know that's my own thing.
Same.
But still.
Same. It's just, and I think I said this like at episode 1, and I think it actually that's where my clip came from. Like, if that's your kink, I'm so happy for you. Like, I think I literally said I don't like thruples or like
Yeah, like that's just not your thing.
it's just not mine.
And it
if
doesn't
that's
have to be.
yours,
Like, that's okay.
Again, I'm so happy for you.
Yes,
but
like
it's
literally.
not mine, and I did not know that that's where this book was gonna go.
I know. You know what? There's still hope, right? At this
No,
point,
there's
I
not.
want it to happen because it's been so like if they didn't,
Oh,
it would
yeah,
almost
it'd
be like,
well,
why
what the fuck
do this
was the
whole
point?
time? Exactly.
Yes.
Like just do it. Let's just move on, and then we can figure out the storyline of what's going to happen.
Yep.
Anywho, back again on track.
Anywho. Back to the wet blanket.
Yeah. So my next note here is when Cass starts talking to Kieran about Millie. I don't know if you have anything prior to that though. Or I'll jump on into it.
Nope, that's my next one too. So go for it.
Okay. So Cass is telling Kieran that Millicent is Poppy's sister. And in this moment, I was just thinking, I wish you had told Poppy first. I had a really bad feeling. Like nothing
Same.
happened.
Nothing happened to
But
it, but I was
had-
like, this is not going to be good.
Yeah, I'm like, this is like a bad
Same.
omen. I have a whole paragraph here about like, it was a crockpot theory that I'm like, this is what's going to happen. And honestly, I feel like it's such a good theory, but it didn't happen. So I'm going to read it to you.
Yes, please.
So they start to talk about Millie, and Cass is telling her how like she's Poppy's sister and how she's a revenant, and we were talking previously about like the third sons and daughters, and we were like, how is Millie a revenant? Maybe it doesn't matter if it's the third son or daughter, or maybe there's other siblings that we don't know about and she is the third. Like we were just kind of like, I don't understand. And
Mathin'.
yeah, and it came up again to me. Like I'm like, I need to fact check this basically. So I went back and I looked to the moment that we learned how a revenant was made, and
Okay.
it confirms that she is not a revenant by the terms that we're
Really?
given. Yes. On
Okay,
what
what's it
makes a
say?
revenant. So this was from a crown of gilded a crown of gilded bones. And this is the moment where they first meet Millie and they're in front of Queen Isbeth. So I'll just read this paragraph.
Okay.
The revenant said nothing, but the queen did. To some, they are. And I thought of what Niktos had said, and he was right. They were an abomination of life in death. How, I forced out, how are they created? They aren't simply created, they are born. The third sons and daughters of two mortal parents.
Oh.
Neither of her parents are mortal. Neither.
Oh.
So she is not a revenant. Because they're mortal and down the line they get a like fleck of ether or whatever, remember?
Yes.
So she is 100% not a revenant.
So how is she killed and brought back to life then?
I don't
what the
know.
fuck is she?
So I kind of have. So here's where some theories come into play because
I just got one too.
Yay. Okay.
Okay,
I'll
say
tell
yours
you,
first.
I'll
Say yours
tell
first.
you mine, but
Yeah.
if we also go back and we think about how when there are the revenants and she smells differently from them, right? She's like, oh, they stink, but you don't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So we've kind of been getting hints that she isn't one of them.
Correct.
So I put in my note here, so she was not the third born, and she was not born of two immortals. She is not revenant. She is maybe the very first of her kind, born of a demis and a god. I think that maybe what has happened here, because I'm also trying to understand, to make a revenant, they needed,
a drop of ether.
Was it? No, but I'm saying like they have to ascend them, right?
Oh,
like you have to be
yes, it was
ascended, and it has to be the blood of like a
someone
king,
destined to rule or already is ruling.
but it wasn't a god. Like it didn't have to be Iris.
No, I don't believe so.
So I'm wondering if Iris had, because here, okay, before I get into like what I think, this is another thing that I was confused about. So we know she's not a revenant.
Correct.
Also, what happened or what we were told is that she was destined to be what Poppy is, right? Like she has
Yes.
the blood of a god, meaning
Correct.
she went through the
she was
culling,
the first failed attempt.
right? Like she basically got to the point that Poppy is now, just about like 2 months ago, let's say, right?
Correct.
Poppy was going through the culling, got
Yes.
ascended, and then that like progressed things. So in
Correct.
theory, she also started to go through this culling,
Yes.
and they attempted her ascension,
Yep.
and then she didn't survive that. Correct?
Correct. That's as far as we know. Yes.
Okay. So how then did they save her? Because I thought they saved her by ascending her into a revenant. Well, if ascending her, she died during that, what could have happened to save her? So
I
I'm
think
trying
Malik
to think.
says something at some point in this chapter, but it's very vague. It's like he used primal magic or something, I think.
Okay, because
She used
those are my
primal magic.
two like thoughts / theories here. Is that either they had to use Iris's blood, meaning the blood of a god, so she's the creation of god and demis as her bloodline, then being ascended by the blood of a god, which is stronger than the blood of like an
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 elemental.
Atlantean, an elemental
Yeah.
Atlantean, or could she have been ascended with Draken blood, which Reaver has said you can't do, I thought, right? Didn't he say something like that to Poppy? Like,
I don't
feel
remember.
Like we
I
were
know
led
that
to believe something about Drakens, and you couldn't.
like Poppy can't save Drakens,
maybe
but
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
remember about the
confusing.
ascension part. But that
But
doesn't
I'm
mean anything.
wondering if Juno was used somehow in her ascension because she was dying from whatever was happening. So maybe they used the Draken blood and ascended her, or primal magic to make her
So it made her something
where
like
she is now. But she is
other?
definitely not revenant.
Okay, so here's my thought. This is the thought that you sent my brain tail spinning on. So let's think back to what the prophecy says and what Millicent told Cass. She said that Cass either needs to stop her, meaning like put her down, or she's going to bathe the world in blood. Either way, Poppy's going to die in his arms. What if that's true? She does die in his arms and then comes back.
The same way Millie did.
Yes.
I just got goosebumps. And Millie knows that there's a way to come back from whatever
Yes.
this.
However the hell it happens, what if she follows the same path?
Because it doesn't make sense how she's not dead. If she got
Yes.
ascended and didn't survive that, you
Yes.
can't just reascend someone
Right.
once their heart stops. You
They're
have like
dead.
seconds to it's
Yes.
like get the blood in them or not.
Yes. Yes. So I'm curious now, what
Interesting.
if Millie's not lying? And what if the prophecy is right? And she is going to die, but she's
And-
going to come back whatever the hell Millie is.
And technically, it's not the prophecy, is it, that says she's going to die? Millie just says that. Like if we go back
It's
to
Millie's
the prophecy
version
that-
of the prophecy.
'Cause it's
she's
not
like,
what
you don't
Tawny
know the whole
says, right?
prophecy. Yes, that's not what Tawny says. Tawny
Okay,
says that
interesting.
Poppy is not going to do anything bad, which can also still be true.
Yeah.
If they
I
choose the
think-
route.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, if they choose the route where Poppy doesn't bathe the world in blood, because she said either way she dies in your arms.
Yes.
So both can be true.
And if we're going to think about the prophecy of like she's a harbinger of like death and destruction, I still feel like she can be that, but what it's referring to is the death and destruction of the blood crown.
Same.
Like
I'm
it's
pretty
ending the
confident on
era
that.
and the realm of that.
Yes.
So like I think, yeah, you're the
Yes.
harbinger for all the terribleness, not
Correct.
to like
And
right. So in theory, the prophecy could be right in that way.
yes. And essentially, that's what Coralina thinks, as far as we know, right? Because remember
Yes.
when she has the dream, she's like, no, like, that's not what it means. It's like the end of them. It's the end of that or whatever. I can't remember
Yeah.
how she worded it.
Well,
but
and-
like she was insinuating, like, don't kill her. She's the end of all that's evil, not the end of
Yes.
everything.
And Malik looked in her eyes and saw the consort and then
Yes.
realized, yes, you're right, which also
Yes.
is like
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
So, and I have another theory about kind of that later on. But so now I jump in. I just kind of went off on a tangent when they were talking about this, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, I need to fact check this. So there was that tangent. But so if we're talking about Poppy not being told about Millie yet, Kieran learned first. So I thought what was going to happen was that Cass was going to tell Kieran, as he did. And then, because in this moment, when they're talking, they're not in the room with Poppy anymore. They left the room
Yes.
and they had this
Poppy's
conversation.
sleeping still.
Yes. So
And they're
I
like
thought,
in the kitchen having food.
yes. And Malik is nowhere to be seen at this point in time.
Correct.
So I
Yes,
thought,
they haven't talked to him yet.
which was suspicious to me. I was like, uh-oh, maybe Malik, while they're leaving Poppy alone sleeping, is going to go into where Poppy is, wake Poppy up, explain everything to her about Millie, and beg Poppy to go back to where the queen is, just him and Poppy, because he's like convincing her, like, this is your sister. She is my heartmate. You have to save her. She's your blood. She's my love. Like, but you cannot bring Cass because he'll be a liability and they'll try to take them. You can't bring Kieran because if you bring anybody with you, the queen will use them against you as collateral. Like, you have to come, just you and me, or your sister will die there, basically by the hands of the queen. And I think that Poppy would be a good person enough to do that. Like, I think that
Yeah.
that would be enough to convince her. So I thought that's what was going to happen. Malik was going to go in there, or Malik, sorry, convince her and tell her all of this. And then they were going to go back in the room and Poppy was going to be gone. And that didn't happen. And I was like, but I thought that was like a legit thing. Like, I'm like, this seems
Yeah.
like this could actually happen. Like, I
Yeah.
would do that, I
I-
think, if I was Malik and I wanted her saved. Like,
Yes.
but
Yeah. But
anywho,
alas.
here we are.
I also had very bad feelings about him telling Kieran first. I'm like, I didn't know what was going to happen because of it,
Yeah.
but I just was like, she's going to be pissed. Like, why didn't you tell me that first? But
yeah,
alas, that also did not happen. So, yeah.
Did we, so when Cass and Kieran are talking, do they confirm that Millie was the first maiden? Like, is that something they talk about, or is that just in my notes because I'm thinking this?
No, yeah, it does. So
Okay.
Cass says that Millicent is something is not a rev. She is like
oh, they say
one.
it too.
Well,
She's not a
Cass is
revenant.
assuming. Cass is
Okay.
assuming.
Got you.
He says that Millicent isn't a rev, she's something like one. He says that she claimed to be her mother's failure and Cass thinks that Isbeth failed with Millicent. She would have had to go through the culling, ascended to her godhood, but I don't think she survived it. Cass thinks that Millicent died or was going to, and making her into what she was is what was what's her face's way of saving her, Isbeth's
Gotcha.
way of saving her. So they talk about that, and then he also tells Kieran about how, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Cass has told Poppy this yet. I think he only talks about it with Kieran, but he tells him about how he's the only one that can stop Millicent. Does he ever say that to Poppy?
You mean that he's the only one that can stop?
Or
Poppy?
sorry, Poppy.
No.
Like, I don't think he says, like, I'm the only one that can stop you,
I
because
don't
he
think
says it to Kieran.
Does he say it to Kieran?
Yes.
No, he definitely does not. He says that Millicent said this, but I don't believe it, kind of thing, right? Is that what he says to
I can't
Kieran?
remember. I don't feel like he says, to Kieran. I have the Kieran part right here. He
Okay.
says, I know Millicent said that I needed to stop Poppy, that soon I would be the only one. And Kieran stiffens and says, stop her as in ... And the change that swept through him was vast and quick. His skin thinned, his eyes turned luminous. Kill her? And then Cass growls, "That's not going to happen," he reminded him. So
Got you. So yes,
he says
you're
it to
right.
Kieran,
but
I
not to
don't remember
Poppy.
him saying it to Poppy.
No, I don't believe he does. I'm like,
Which is kind of fucked up.
yeah,
Why are you not telling Poppy
Yeah.
that? I
yeah,
don't like that. No, thank you.
yep.
So Cass and Kieran then realize in the same conversation that Poppy didn't call on the mist, that she actually summoned the primal mist because she's a primal, so they figured this out on
Yes.
their own.
Yeah.
Um
So Poppy's waking up and they're like, okay, Poppy, like you need to feed now. And it's Cass, Kieran, and Poppy. And I just put, this is it. This is the moment that the joining will happen. Because it's the first time she's feeding, not from Cass, but Cass is there.
yes.
So then I kind of jump to, they're talking about the feeding, I think. Yes. And saying how it is mutually beneficial. And I believe this conversation is happening while she is feeding from Kieran. Do you have anything before she actually starts feeding?
No, and I don't have mention of that either, so I'm
Okay,
not sure
so
when that happens.
I'm
sorry,
I'm
not
pretty
much
sure it is.
help.
No, as I kind of continue to skim my notes, it makes sense. So
Okay.
while Poppy is feeding from Kieran, okay, side note actually, Poppy has no fangs, correct?
Correct, yes.
Do you, I don't know why, but does she grow fangs? We don't hear any of that. I have this, it's not really a theory, but I think she's going to grow fangs.
I assume she's probably going to when she finishes the calling, was my thought. But
Because
that's just in my own brain.
it just seems weird that somebody else has to like puncture the skin and then she's just like
Yes.
sucking, you know? you know? Anywho, okay.
Sucking
So-
the hole.
Yes, like, anyways, they're talking about the feeding while Poppy is feeding from Kieran, and somebody, it may be Cass probably, that says that it's like feeding is mutually beneficial. And I have Poppy asks, how is that mutually beneficial? Oh, I'm lying. This is before. And Kieran was about to say something and then closed his mouth. And I'm thinking, yeah, because he was going to say something sexual. Like, yeah, it's mutually beneficial in the remember the memory I showed you type way.
Yep.
But he doesn't finish his sentence. So I'm like, oh God, like this is prior to the feed. So I'm like happening.
Yeah.
And then Cass is watching Poppy feed. He notices her cheeks flush and her
Yup.
gaze go to Kieran. And Cass
Yup.
says to himself, I watched her and he obviously showed her something highly inappropriate
Yep.
and something she found intriguing.
Yep. And her scent changes too.
Yes. And I'm like, here it comes, guys. Like, I'm ready for it. The way that he
And Cass gets turned on by it.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Whatever the change happens in her, he's like,
Yes.
fuck, that's hot.
Yes. And so he, in this moment, is giving the okay for things to be inappropriate with Kieran. Because he's like, I watched this. And oh yeah, he says her movement caused her body to brush against his intrigued cock. Right after he says she found it intriguing. And I'm like, oh man. Like,
And so like, again, I know this is a me thing. Like, very clearly these are 3 consenting adults. So I don't know why I am so hot and fucking bothered by this and
you know
not
what?
in a good way.
I might be onto something with that because I figured out why it bothers me. Actually, to my next point here. Because
beautiful.
I don't feel like there's 100% consent. That's how I feel. I feel, and let me explain why. And I think that's why I'm having a hard time with this because it's actually my next point. Because after this all happened, Kieran leaves and they start having sex. I don't know if do you have any points before that? Because that's when I'll get
my
into.
next note too.
Okay.
Yep.
So if I'm understanding this properly, during them doing it, Cass puts his finger in her butthole. Correct? Okay.
Yes, he does.
So this is where this all spiraled for me. And I think I realized I know what my problem is here. And so we already talked about like how Kieran like will say some inappropriate things. Like if I go back to like my biggest memory of this was when she fed from Kieran. And
in the tent?
Yes. And he sent her the memories and you know, she didn't dislike
She didn't want to
them,
talk about
right?
it.
But she didn't want to talk about it. And she didn't say like, hey, Kieran, stop. And I can agree with that. but she did make it clear without being straightforward that she didn't want to
agree.
continue the conversation.
Her body language
Okay?
was saying it.
Yes. And my opinion after this thing that Cass did, like how he put his finger in her bum, which like, what do I
the
say,
butt?
butthole? Like, what do I say here? Is this
In her
going to be
anus?
the episode title? What do I say here, butthole? But like, that's fine. Like, if anyone wants to put fingers in buttholes, do your thing. But my trying to be serious here. I'm taking my. Oh god, I'm getting hot. No, it's okay. I'm just not. I don't want to
talking
be
about that
I'm
butthole.
talking about buttholes. This is where I draw the line. I need to take a layer off. Oh my god. I just want to make it clear that like I don't care. Like that's fine. If people are into that, be into that. Like that's my problem here with all of this. And I think it stems back from the very beginning and everything with Kieran is I don't feel like there is consent. Because, okay, let's go back to just talking about consent apart from this, right? Like,
Yep.
you can't just do something because you think someone might want it.
Right.
And then if they don't say stop, that's not consent.
Correct.
Like, if you, like, for example, okay, he puts his finger and then he says something like, does it hurt or whatever? And then she's like, no. And then she likes it. She ends up being like, oh, this is great.
Yes.
But what happens if she didn't like that? Then
Right.
that was being violated, is what that
Right.
was.
Right.
Right? So
She didn't give permission
No.
permission for her butt to
there
be
was no consent to be
penetrated.
had. What happened was he went for it,
Yep.
and either it was going to be okay, and then, oh, good, she consented. Or
Yep.
it wasn't going to be okay, and then she was violated, and he did something that he shouldn't have done. So
Correct.
in my opinion, consent isn't a try it out and ask forgiveness later type thing. It has
Correct.
to be explicitly given with a yes or a no ahead of time. And if it doesn't go that way, in my opinion, there was no consent to be had.
That's very fair
So,
point.
Now, when I
And-
think about that, go ahead.
No, sorry. You go. I interrupted. You go.
I may have a long rant here. That's all. So you can
I
say
was
your-
just going to say, like, obviously I love Cass. So I'm just going to preface this by saying I love Cass.
Yes.
But I, at the very, very beginning of this series, kind of got ick vibes a little bit. When he was known as Hawk and when she was the maiden and she was not supposed to be touched. She was not supposed to be whatever. And like, clearly she liked it and we were getting it from her point of view only. So like,
Yes.
I think that's why we accepted it. But I feel like everything he did with her, like when he touched her in the forest, like he didn't ask
everything.
first.
Yes.
And I got ick
yes.
vibes then
Yes.
too.
And I think that's the whole problem here. I have
Yes.
it in here. I'm like not even reading my notes. I'm just kind of paraphrasing at this point. But to me, whether it's Cass, whether it's Kieran, there is zero communication. And consent doesn't exist without communication.
Correct.
So if I go back to like the Kieran, like you can say that like she didn't say stop and she didn't like. I have been in many situations in my life where I felt uncomfortable or embarrassed or a situation I didn't want to continue being in, but I wasn't comfortable enough to say, please stop. Or I was
Correct.
too embarrassed to say, please stop. Or I was
But that-
pressured.
Doesn't mean
Exactly.
that you were okay with it.
Exactly. So because I didn't say, please don't do this, I don't think that that means, yes, I'm okay with this.
Right. I
And
agree.
I can
100%.
admit that I do have responsibility to say no, and the fact that I didn't, like I can
But
take
you
ownership
also
on that.
didn't say
Exactly.
yes.
So that's where I even feel with this Kieran thing. Like I know that he showed these memories and she wasn't like, oh, Kieran, stop. But if she did say, Kieran, stop, the problem is the consent wasn't given. He did anyways
Correct.
and she said stop. And then that's a huge problem. But how
Correct.
come the consent was not given, but she was okay with it, so we don't even see an issue with that?
Yes.
And to me,
I
there's
agree.
still an issue because
Correct.
the consent wasn't, it was assumed. So
Yes.
anyways, I think that's my whole problem on the whole Kieran thing and even the Cass thing. Like I was really put off in this sex scene, the spice scene, what have you, because of that. Like I felt that if you're going to do that, that's great, but you should tell somebody
Before
or
you do
someone,
it.
yes, before you do
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yep. And like
period.
also like jumping back to like the earlier books, like Cass is obviously very experienced. Cass is very like, I mean, he's old, so I'm sure he's gotten around quite a bit.
And it's
And,
been
like-
explained that he's had many partners. Like, that's
Yes.
not a yes.
Correct. And Poppy is the very opposite of that, or was the very opposite of that.
Yeah.
Still is, really.
Yep.
And he was doing all of these things, and it almost felt like a violation of power a little bit.
Knowing that about her,
Yeah.
knowing she
Yes.
has no experience.
Yes. And
I
that
feel-
she has
yes.
been raised that she can't have those things. Like
Yes.
she, like whether or not that's fair to her, and clearly she rebelled against that and didn't want that for herself.
Yes.
Regardless of that, that is her only existence in this world.
Yes.
And he was kind of throwing it on her a little. And again,
Yes.
we get it from Poppy's view, and she's very on board with it. So I think that's why we got over it. But I do remember initially reading it and I'm like,
Yes.
I don't know.
Like, it worked out. It worked out.
Yes.
But
Like,
if she
and again,
didn't like
I
it
love
at all,
Cass now,
me too.
but-
And that's the thing. Like, and
Yeah.
what's interesting about this too is I think two things, that this is the way this happens a lot of the time.
All
I think.
the
Like,
time.
this
Yes.
is quite. I think it would be. I mean, I could be wrong in saying this, but I think that it would be more rare in real life for someone to have the consent here saying, look we're in the middle of this and I'm going to do that. Are you cool with it? Like, that
Yeah.
probably wouldn't happen, unfortunately,
Correct.
most of
Yeah.
the time.
You're right.
And I think that, so because of that, it kind of makes it like, okay, because it is a bit normal for someone
like
to
the
just like
social
push the
norm or
boundaries.
whatever.
And yes. And I also think that there's a kink in that as well, like in that
Uh-huh.
domination, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
not being
absolutely.
told and not knowing what's going to happen and have somebody else
Yeah.
just taking control. So there's that part of it too. Like, that is some
Correct.
people's thing, and that's
Right.
okay as well.
Right.
But I just think that after reading that, it was like light bulb. This is my issue with Kieran, and this is my issue with all of this, is that to me, and for me to feel comfortable, there needs to be explicit consent. Like, I'm going to do this. And if you don't, I almost feel like it's manipulation, or
Yeah.
like, you know how you can get those like narcissists, right?
Yes.
That they'll do something, and if you go like, hey, like, that offended me, they'd be like, oh, I was just kidding, relax.
You
Right?
can't take a joke.
Yes, but if you like laughed about it or whatever, they'd be like, oh, haha, yeah. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I feel here. It's like,
Mhm.
if you
I can see that.
you know, like, I just feel like
Yes.
you can't ask for forgiveness later. Like, this
I agree.
all would be a very different story if she had said, oh, could you not do that? I don't like it. And then we'd be like,
Right.
whoa, like, these people are really pushing themselves on her. Even if
Right.
they did it once and stopped, they still did it without asking the consent. And
Correct.
I think that's
agree.
my hang up here. And I think that, I don't know if I want to say consent is fluid, but I think it is depending on the person, right?
Oh,
Like, there's
100% it's fluid.
there's
You
some
can be okay with
people-
certain things and very not okay with other things.
But
They're like,
I more mean, like, there's some people that don't feel like they have to say, yes, do this. Like, I don't feel like there was consent given here, but I think someone else might feel that there was consent here. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean by
perspective.
consent. Yes.
Like for perspective.
Like, maybe someone
Like
may
someone
think,
else's perception of this.
yes, they may say, you know what? They have this relationship together. He knows that Poppy is willing to try new things. And in that moment, it would have been awkward to stop and ask. So he just went for it, knowing that if Poppy wasn't into it, she wouldn't be mad. Like, so maybe their relationship is good enough that he would have known. Like, you know what I mean? Some people might argue that the consent is there because of how their relationship is and they know each other so well. Like, that's more what I mean. So, like, but to me, though, there was no consent here.
Yeah.
And so I think that just
Everyone's
depending on-
perception of
yes,
that is
and
valid.
I think that even though
Yeah.
I feel like consent should be a black and white, yes or no, I don't think that it is that way for everybody.
Right.
But for me, I'm having a hard time with it because
Yeah. Maybe that's my issue too. I don't know. And like the whole thing with Kieran, like I think I said this in that episode, but I feel like I feel like it was almost a little bit of abuse of power, because like
that's how I
was
felt too.
she was already feeling very, very vulnerable about the whole situation, and like he put that on her, and like to me she clearly did not like it. She didn't voice those words, but her body language afterwards, I don't feel like she liked it. Like she got kind of embarrassed
I felt
and
that
like
way too. That's
was
how
trying to
I would have
shut-
behaved in that
Yes.
scenario.
yes,
probably.
and she
Like,
was
I
trying to shut down the conversation, and I feel like he kept pushing it, and I didn't like that.
Mhm.
Again,
But
Like,
but we're also both wrong, I think, because they're going to do the joining. Like,
I know.
you know? Like,
I
so,
know.
it's like,
I know.
don't know.
And like, I don't want it to be like, because we know, we talked about this in the last episode. Like, Kristen obviously has a very different opinion from us on that matter, and that is 100% okay. Like,
yes.
her opinion is 100% valid, and she read and perceived that whole situation differently than the two of us, and that's totally fine. And right now,
Exactly.
unfortunately, you're only getting our view because
I
it's
know,
just the two
that's
of
what
us here
sucks.
today.
And that's kind of why
But-
I said, too, like, I think someone could read this and feel
Absolutely.
like there was consent here. They
Absolutely.
know each other. They've had sex many times. They know what
Yep.
each other's like. So, like, it's not weird for that dynamic. And I'm picturing myself in that situation, and I'm thinking,
Mhm.
you bet your ass you better tell me what
Correct.
you're doing, you know?
Yes.
And other
yes.
people would be like, please choke me, but don't tell
Surprise
me. Like,
me.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I get that. But I think
Yeah.
this is just where it clicked for me, where
Correct.
I'm like, this is why this is bothering me, I think, more than,
Than the actual
maybe-
thing itself.
yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, Cass, what are you doing with that finger? And then it just kind of made me, I spiraled.
Watch where
I
you're pointing that finger,
spiraled.
sir.
But
So,
anywho, that's kind of how. And I feel like if we're going to talk about communication too, that's been a very big theme here, or lack thereof, of communication, right? Like you were
Very.
just saying, why didn't Cass tell Poppy that
Yep.
this is what Millie said? Like
Yep.
there's so much lack of communication here in
Yep.
every regards as well. And I just feel like
Yep.
that's in everywhere. I think it's with Kieran and Poppy, and it's with, like, I feel like if they just said, like, yes, I'm into this, or no, I'm not, or whatever, like,
yeah.
but
Yep.
it's all up to interpretation. So
Yes. And all that we've gotten from Poppy's point of view regarding the joining is like it makes her uncomfortable. So maybe that's another part that's giving me the ick about this. Like she was so embarrassed when Alistair was talking to her about it. And like, I mean, she outwardly says she wants to do it. So like, again,
yes.
she can change her mind. But my initial experience with her
Mhm.
thoughts on the matter was a big no. So
Yeah.
I feel like in my head, that's how it was formulated. It was a big no. And everything that has come after is ick. for me.
Yeah. And do you know what though? Like when I think about the joining and how at the very beginning I felt like their relationship was very platonic and what have you. If I didn't read that and for some reason just like jumped into these last books, I don't think I would feel that the relationship is that
Same.
platonic anymore, right?
Yes.
And
same.
so we're seeing a gradual like shift from that. And I think
Mhm.
it's similar to everything that we're seeing in Poppy. And maybe it's interesting because people are allowed to change their minds and people are
Absolutely.
allowed to grow, right? And that's what's happening here. And I think that Kristen is able to see this growth. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
And a lot of
And-
readers are probably doing the same
Yes.
way.
And
Yes.
that's how I think this book is supposed to be read. Like we're
Agreed.
seeing, this is Poppy, the maiden. You can't see her face. You can't touch
Correct.
her. It is like the nuns of the world, right? Like
Mhm,
their
mhm.
purity and all of this. The differences are that I think nuns, that's their choice. Like they choose to dedicate their lives that
Correct.
way. I could be wrong, but I
Yes.
think so. Whereas Poppy was forced into this, and the whole book is like her growth into herself as a person and her own sexuality and her individuality and all of that, and even growing from mortal to God. Like
Right.
every aspect of her life is not like nothing than what it was at the beginning.
Correct.
And a part of me too is trying to think to myself, like, let go of that. Like people can change. She can be
Yeah.
uncomfortable with this at the beginning. And then the more time goes on and the more she has like sexual, involvement of what do you call
Involvement?
that? Experience. Yeah. Involvement and experience and realizing, you know what, maybe I would be into this. Like that's allowed.
Oh,
And
yeah, 100%.
I'm like, I have to tell myself this, right? Because
Yeah,
I'm like,
I feel
I
that.
hate this. And it's like, no, like, how come she's allowed to be immortal and grow into a god? And how come
Right.
she's allowed to do this? But this is
Yes.
where I'm having problems too,
Yeah.
right? Like, so like
Yeah.
it's all
And I mean, she
very-
has straight up said to Cass, I want to do
yes,
the joining.
yes.
So
and that's why I'm like, let's do it. Like I would
let's just
feel
fucking
so
do it.
much better.
And you know what? Maybe the way that it's going to be written is going to be in a way that ties that all together for us.
Maybe
Hopefully.
we'll be surprised and we'll just
Hopefully
be
we're like,
"I'm here
yeah,
for
team
this." joining team three-way over here. But
But
anyways, I know that was a
Anywho,
long
that was a
rant
tangent,
here,
but I feel like I think we needed that therapy session. So
yeah, I feel it.
there we go. Well, hello, friends. We're going to pause this regular scheduled program because, as you can see, we have a visitor enter the chat.
A surprise
On my
guest.
screen, she's over here. I don't know where she
She's
is for you
here
guys.
for me.
So, Kristen, as I mentioned, in the podcast, Kristen listens to all of our episodes, which I have not finished editing yet. Apologies. But she has things that she would like to say, which Amanda and I kind of suspected she would, because like we also mentioned, she has a different view, which is totally valid and welcome in our space. So we are going to insert a little piece here, and Kristen's going to take the floor and express her side. And if you're wondering what the hell we're talking about, it's what you just listened to about consent. Take her away, Kristen.
Go. We
I
need
feel
the
like
thing.
every time I like have to have like my 2 cents, because this is not the first time I've had to insert my 2 cents after when we talk about this, I'm like, it comes from a place where I was deeply traumatized by reactions to a book. I'm like, I don't want anyone to feel that. And like I was telling the girls, I'm like, I feel a little awkward because you guys feel like so passionately about this, and I'm like you guys are right and I am very left, and I'm like, I just
You're
want
like, we're so opposite.
we're very opposite, and like you guys make valid points, so I'll get into it because I have like
You
words
have the opposite
typed.
argument almost. And I
Yes.
think it's important too, because there's definitely people that are listening that have that opposite opinion as well. So I
Yes.
think that it's important that that is also like talked about here so that everybody gets that perspective that doesn't have that perspective too. So they're like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I never thought of it that way.
Mhm.
And the people that do think of it that way are like, okay, thank God other people think about it this way. And
Yeah.
they can be valid in that as well. So
I think that's always my biggest concern. Like I remember feeling just so like I'm
like isolated.
kind of traumatized about this book because like I had the exact opposite reaction, and I felt like I just so invalid, and like I can't look at this book and not think about this. I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
want people to listen to us
And
feel
feel that
like
same way.
yes, I'm like I gotta stop this from happening before it happens.
Yep. Comes from a place
So-
of love.
Yes, I'm like, I just I'll play devil's advocate here. But so as the girls were talking about like with consent, and they don't feel like consent was given, and I'm like, I feel like consent was given, and like I'm more than welcome to have my opinion changed, but like I literally I just listened to the part again. I reread chapters again. I'm like, okay, where did I go wrong, or like what happened here? So like Mandy, you were saying like consent should be a yes or no because you do something and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm okay with this. That's not consent. And like you're very valid with that. Like that is, I can't disagree with that. That's very, very valid. But I feel like I'm on the side of where consent in a way is like fluid. Like
Right. And I kind of
Like-
said at the end, like, I'm like, this is
Yes.
how I need consent for me, but other people don't need it that way. Like consent
Yeah.
works differently, right? And like, it's nice to see your side of
Yes.
what that
You
looks
like-
like.
I feel like listening sometimes it's hard for me in a way. Like I feel like I see too many shades of gray maybe. I don't know what's happening here. But like, I'm like it's weird. Like it's hard for me to be like that's how you see it, and it's like your opinion isn't necessarily like her opinion, so like it's not fair to say there's no consent here when Poppy might be like, yeah, I did consent in my way, like
Right,
the
yeah.
way it's fluid for me.
Absolutely.
I'm like specifically to the butt sex, I'm like, yes, that should have been talked about beforehand or like agreed, but like I'm gonna like they're married. Like here's where I'm like I don't feel completely ick about it. And this is specifically with the butt sex.
This is specifically with the butt.
Like if someone's hands going there, you're gonna be like, if you're not okay with that, you're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? First of all, why are you touching
Mhm.
my butt? Like, and if you're not like that's you're not exactly giving consent. And this is where I'm like, but like if you're not into it, you're gonna stop. And like they're married, there should be that level of trust there where like
Mhm.
you're gonna say no if you're not comfortable with it. And if you're not saying no to your spouse and you're not comfortable with it, that there's bigger issues here than butt sex.
Oh,
Like
that's absolutely valid.
like I just was like, to me, like I read that and I'm like, oh, she's like, we're preparing for the joining. This is what's happening. Like I didn't have a huge issue with it, I guess, because it's
Yeah.
approached, and like Cass knows she's interested and intrigued and things like that. Like it's not necessarily consent, but I think he knows that it's something she's interested in, and in a way, consent is implied. I guess it's not technically given, but like I don't feel super ick about it because it's kind of implied in my opinion. Like,
Yeah, and like I tried to allude to this a bit, and it's very possible because of how like my opinion of it is like biased in the way that it is. But like I understand that there's probably people that have like a connection in that type of way where you don't have to ask that permission because you know each other well enough and you
Yeah.
are familiar with each other's bodies and like the things that maybe you've said yes or no to in the past. So it's like there could be this like unspoken consent where they trust each other, know each other enough that like that's how they do that and that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Like so that's kind of like we test the waters and that's how we consent in this moment. Like
Yeah.
to some people it could be a turnoff being like, "Hello, I'm about to do this. Is that okay?"
Yes.
Right? Like
yes.
I could see how some people would be like, "No, like let's just like go with the mood and you
Yeah.
know what happens and I'm okay with that." And so like I totally understand that I personally think that's probably how most of the situations out there. So I think that's totally valid, like what you're saying there.
It's just
I just
yeah,
for
like,
me, I'd be like, no, like you ask me,
Same.
and if you don't, like I have been in situations where things have happened, and I was pissed because I'm like, you just think it's okay to do that and not just like ask if I'm okay with that. However, I understand that I think that's not the norm, like because it can really ruin a mood to be
Like-
like, excuse me.
But I think
Yeah.
both feelings and reactions to
valid.
that are completely
Yes.
valid.
yes,
yes,
of
yes.
course, and it's
Like,
so important that they're
yeah.
both
I'm
spoken
like
about.
I just think about it, I'm like I get where it looks okay. Like I get where you're coming from because like I'm thinking about this. I'm like, wait, you're completely right. Where like consent wasn't expressly wasn't given yes or no, black and white yes or
Correct.
black and white no,
Yeah.
and like that's very valid. And I don't want to say like I'm struggling because like technically she didn't say yes, consent was given, but like I feel like her body language and like her reaction was her giving consent.
She liked it. She
Like, that was
literally
her
was
giving-
okay with it.
Yeah, I think that was her way of giving consent. And like, yes, again, it should have been talked about beforehand. Preface, like there's no getting around that. He should have mentioned
Honestly,
that
though,
beforehand.
I do
But,
think
like,
that it doesn't have to happen that way, though. They maybe didn't have to even like
Yeah.
for me, I would have to have that conversation, but I think that it's okay that some people wouldn't, and I think that there's
it's
a
okay-
world in which it still counts as consent if they didn't speak about it before and they just went with the flow and did it.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. I wouldn't be happy with that consent, but I understand that is how other people do it, and that is consent to them because they know each other well enough to make those decisions with each other in the nonverbal way,
Mhm.
I guess, where I'm
Yeah.
like,
in the moment.
I can't do that for me, but I know that that's an okay way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just
for other people.
yeah.
So
I'm like,
I think the whole point of reading, though, is we all come at it with our own life experiences and our own perspectives.
Mhm.
And so this is a perfect example. We all read the same text, but we took it different ways. And I think that's okay.
I think
Yeah.
it's so cool, actually,
Mhm.
that we're able, like, we have this, I'm calling it a platform, but like we have 5 probably followers. But anyways, we have this.
And my mom is one of them. I'm all
you
up.
know, so we have this platform, but I love that we don't all think of it the same way. And I
Mhm.
hope that moving forward in other, like let's say non-sexual ways, we still have that difference of
Mhm.
opinion because it brings something to the table for everybody. Like
Yeah.
everyone that listens can hopefully relate. I mean, unless there's like 4 opinions of something that exist, that's going to be hard because we're the only 3 of us. But I love that about what we bring to the table here
Yeah.
and that we can openly discuss this. Like, clearly you take that differently than me and I take it differently than you. And we're both like cool with each other having that like difference. You know
Yeah.
what I
I'm
mean?
so
I
happy for you.
yeah, so, yeah, if that's your
But
kink,
not
I'm so happy for
I don't mean it sarcastically.
yeah, no, exactly.
And I think too, like it's important to note that like we recognize neither view is right and neither view is wrong. They're just views,
Yes.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
And
Like
that's
what's
what
right for
we're here
me isn't right for you guys. And like
exactly.
like
And there's
and-
nothing wrong with that either way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I went back because you guys talked about like the memory scene where like Kieran gives her memories. I'm like, I already was on my soapbox for this, but I'm like, you guys are like, her body language says she's not into it. And I'm like, I'm genuinely confused, and I kind of want your eyes. Where do you get that her body language says like she didn't want to talk to him? Is that where you're saying like
When she's
saying
shutting him
no?
down and physically turning away from him to face the window, and it's like, I'm going
Because
to bed.
to me, like I literally just reread that scene because I'm like, okay, I want to try and like view it from like your perspective, and like I can see your perspective, but I'm like, she starts off by saying like jerk, like she mutters it, and like that's kind of very like similar to how their relationship was before. Like we got like those brother sister vibes because he's like, oh, you asked another question, she's like, I'm sorry, like they kind of like poked fun at each other, and like saying jerk and muttering it doesn't mean like, oh my god, how dare you,
Like
and like
actual jerk, like
yes,
more like a punch in the shoulder, like
yeah.
jerk.
Yeah, like it's hard because you don't have tone. Like this is where I'm like, tone is like so important to like actually hear it.
We do. We have tone.
Well, we have the narrator's tone.
You have the narrator's tone. Like it's
that
hard. 'Cause-
Jennifer signs off on. If that was not the tone she was hoping to convey, then it wouldn't have passed recording.
I feel like it's happened before. Like even there's another series where like the authors come out and been like, this is, you guys like read this wrong.
It's still
And like it happened in an audiobook too. And I'm like, okay, like I kind of took it the way you wrote it, and I'm glad that I'm not the only
like
one.
you didn't exactly.
But like it never says in that scene, like she doesn't say she in her monologue so much, she never says like she's uncomfortable, she's awkward. She does say no, she doesn't want to talk about it, which again, like I said before, he should have dropped it. But like to me, I don't read anything that says very specifically I'm uncomfortable. Like she says jerk, which she could like, she can change her tone and not necessarily be what it means, but then she just goes to bed. And like if I was uncomfortable with if that had happened to me and I was uncomfortable, I would have it says she lied, she fell asleep and slept deeply. If that was me, I would have been lying awake and been like, fuck, I should have said no, I should have done this, I'm so uncomfortable, what's happening, blah, blah, blah. Like, so I don't read that as like her being uncomfortable.
And I think
so it's hard.
No, and I think that's okay. Like I think that again, it's like I don't think that you should have to reread it and have your mind change. Like I think it's like I think that, okay, let me say this in two different ways, because I think it's a good thing because it shows that you care enough about somebody else's perspective that you're like, interesting, like I totally missed that, or like maybe that went over my head, so like I really want to understand this perspective, and that's super important to care enough to want to see somebody's like side of things. Like that's huge. But I also think it's okay to do that and still be solid in your like position in that. And I think it's okay that we will still maybe think differently. And I also think that it's such a benefit of reading that even if the author did mean something, somebody's life experience, they may not be able to help it from think right, like exactly what happened to you with that book, right? And it's like because of that, it makes things more difficult for you that are like similar, familiar in that way. And I think that it's just like, it's okay. And I don't think that, I hope that you don't feel like we want you to change your mind.
No.
And you know what I mean? Like I would never want you to feel that we hope we can change your opinion on this, because I think it's totally okay.
Like it's not a debate,
and
it's just a conversation.
Yeah, like I think that it's like,
there
I
is
think
no
it's so
right,
cool.
there
I
is
love
no
it,
wrong.
actually,
It's
that-
just what it is.
Honestly,
it's
sometimes
cool.
I'm rereading this, I'm like, fuck, did I read this wrong? And I feel like I'm super self-conscious, which is funny because if you guys know me, I don't think you'd see. I'm like, am I just making excuses for men? Like, is this what's happening? Like, am I making an
No.
excuse because I like this person? And like, I typically don't do that. Like, I've talked to people about their like spouse, like their male spouses, and I'm like, fucking kick his ass. Like, that's
Yeah,
awful
you're like,
behavior.
yeah.
How dare he do that? It can be something minor. Like, if I'm just gonna say like your
Sticking
husbands,
his
even though they
finger in
wouldn't
her
do this.
butt.
Like forgetting to call when you
Get
got
that
home.
finger away from Anna's butt.
Literally, I'm like, you friggin' touch me without telling me what you're doing, and this marriage is over. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Call the lawyer.
I would be like, here's the lawyer's number. Here's this. Here's that.
You're like, I am on your
not,
side.
I'm not the person to make excuses for men.
Yeah, and I don't think
But
it's,
to
I
all of
don't
our male
think that way,
listeners,
though.
we're not categorizing all of you. We
No,
love you too.
no.
Yes, just the
This
ones that
just
are bad.
happens
Just
to be
like there's
this specific
there's
instance.
bad women that people make excuses for too. But no, I
I-
never saw it that way. Just for your own like, I don't know what that word is, but like I never felt
peace
that this
of
was
mind?
you. Yeah, peace of
Autism.
mind. Yeah, like I never took this as you trying to like make excuses. I think it's interesting because like I said, it's another perspective on the way that it went down and how
Mhm.
it's okay. Like, and it's another thing that's interesting. I don't know if you caught this in the episode as you were listening, but I'm like I've gotten over the joining, and now Katie's back on the like, and I'm like, we just totally like flip spots. But no, I think it's.
I did.
I'm
pick
really
up on, and I still sometimes
struggling with these
feel like
chapters.
you're not on board. Like I'm literally like,
Please join.
I'm ready. Like Cass is preparing her. This is happening. I can get on board with this. Like I'm like
so
just
funny.
here for the vibes, and like Katie's raging. I mean,
Raging.
I feel like you're kind of over it, but like you're still not like
yeah,
I don't
I'm
like
not on
it, but I'm
board. I don't
over
want
it.
exactly. I don't want it to happen.
I'm so annoyed.
But I've come to accept it. But I
I feel
miss
like we
their
have the
previous
full
relationship.
spectrum.
Like,
Katie,
I
Amanda, me.
I really need to like wear my Apple Watch when I'm reading these chapters, because like when it's the moments of Cass and Poppy, I'm like, "Wee!" And then Kieran enters the chat. I'm like, motherfucker.
So funny.
Oh,
Literally
really
so funny.
struggling. Okay.
No, but I think it helps for representation of the people that are listening to us that most likely have all of these opinions, if not even more,
Mhm.
which would be so interesting. Like, I'd love to hear another side of it that we
Yeah.
aren't even like talking about. It'd be really cool to.
I'm just
hear it.
like,
So, like, friends, if you're listening to this and you have a strong opinion either way, like, how did you take this? And remember, we keep conversations open in this community. So
Right.
don't be mean to each other in the comments, okay?
And if you have an opinion that has not been said here, like a whole other perspective
mhm.
and thoughts of how this went down, I would love to hear that. A whole
Same.
new.
Same.
It'd be really cool.
Same.
Really cool.
But
Same,
yeah.
same.
All right. So are we ready to
Anything
get back
else
to a
to add?
regular?
To that, Kristen,
You-
though? Like, did you have any other notes? before
I deleted them, so I don't think so. I think
Oh,
I
no.
went through them all.
Okay, good. I'm like,
Mike
I think
and
I like
drop piece.
read through them out. Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
and just summarized.
Okay,
I read
so
them
we'll get
out.
back to our regular scheduled programming of this episode. We're going to kick Kristen back out because we're going back to the past a week ago when Kristen was not here.
Also,
back to
do you
bed.
think-
Okay, bye, Kristen. Bye-bye.
Get out of here. I know I'm pushing her down, but like she's not going to
And
be
I'm
down.
pushing her left. I can't wait to edit it.
Wherever you are. We'll see
Bye-bye.
you later, alligator.
Okay. So the chapter ends with Cass telling Poppy that Millicent is her sister. I'm like, really, dude? You give her the bangity bang and then drop a bomb. Like, what the fuck?
felt the
But here we
exact
are.
same
That's how
way.
it ends.
It's almost like, okay, I don't think this, but it could be like a manipulation
Yes,
thing.
like soften her up,
Like, I'm going to,
Yeah.
because she wouldn't
butter
want to
her
do it
up,
with
and
me
then drop the
after.
bomb.
Yeah, but I don't think, like, my Poppy clearly
No, I
like,
don't think
wanted
so
this,
either. But yeah, yeah,
That's
Yeah.
funny. Okay.
but yeah.
Chapter 34. The chapter starts with Poppy taking in the news that Millicent is her sister. Poppy is very resistant to this news, and she's like, there is no way. You just believe her because she told you? And Cass explained how she dipped her head into the tub and how her hair isn't actually black and it's like a pale blonde, almost white color. And then Poppy is like, you know what? I actually did notice her hair color did seem dull and patchy. And Cass is like, Poppy, I saw her face and she's
Like, it's you.
identical to you. Like it's
Yeah.
you.
Like I
Um,
think he says like she could almost pass as your twin.
Yes, exactly. And it was something like you have a little bit more freckles, but like other than that,
Yeah,
exactly the same.
yeah.
So here was my theory that I was kind of talking about earlier, because he says her hair is pale blonde, almost white. And I thought, is Millie the one that she has been seeing in her dreams this whole time?
That's my exact note as well.
No way.
Yep. I said, oh my God, how did we not realize that the Revenant Millicent is the one she's been seeing in the dream, not the consort? I did not go into this. I did not even see this when we got into her description of the white hair when it was given.
Yeah. Like, we're not giving this as facts, right? We're just thinking this, you and me,
I think so.
right? Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I said
Wild.
the same thing. I thought like maybe I'm trying to think like how is this happening, right? So
Like
is
the
this
blood tear lady, right? Like that's what you're thinking? Like the
I'm
lady that she saw
thinking-
crying the blood tears?
Yeah, I think
And the
that,
lady that stopped her from
Yep.
walking off the cliff?
and the lady
Yeah.
that was like wasn't supposed to be this way or wasn't supposed to end
Yeah.
this way. That was
And
her
the
like
words that are shocked that Poppy doesn't know what she said.
I'm your
what if the
sister
words
or
were your
something.
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like That's crazy. Yeah, so I thought the exact same thing. And I thought, okay, if this is true, how can that happen? Either Millie has, I'm thinking like, is Millie doing this on purpose? And she has been trying to like keep Poppy on the right path. Like she knows what Poppy is destined to do. Or is she just, because they're sisters, because they're gods, kind of, both of them. I know Millie, we don't know what she is, but maybe they're just connected in a way that they don't realize. And because I was thinking that this is reincarnation this whole time.
Right.
And I go back to the vision where she was saying it wasn't supposed to be like this. And she was like at the ground and there was like bone hands coming out or something along those lines. And I was almost thinking like, was that a vision of Millie kind of starting her culling? Because if we think about Poppy, she had a decent amount of her powers before she got ascended, which would
Correct.
lead me to believe that Millie would also have powers that would have been growing. And she might have been capable of doing something like what we saw in that vision. And whether she was trying to fight back against something or whether she was going through her ascension, I don't know. But I instantly was like, have we been seeing Millie? Because she says she looks just like me. Does she not
Yes.
say
Yes.
that about...
She says that in her like dream or whatever the hell it
like
was.
that
She was
looks
like,
just like me, but with white silvery hair.
yes.
Insert
Yes.
Millie.
I'm just trying to go through the chapter to see if it actually says it for fact, because I honestly can't remember.
What book was that one in? It might have been Flesh and Fire.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm talking about like right now, like chapter
Oh,
34.
okay.
I'm just trying to see.
And I also thought it was interesting that Poppy also says if she's my sister, like there would have to be more siblings because Millie isn't the third.
Correct. Yes.
Which I thought was an interesting, because we were thinking that and we're like, oh, maybe it's just some fluke, but
Yeah.
she was
They
like...
were also trying to do the math that was not mathing.
Yes.
Okay. So she's having a dream. This is again in Crown of Gilded Bones. I'm about 14% in. So Mama is saying, you've got to let go, baby. You need to hide. You need to hide, Poppy. Mama stilled and then wrenched her arm free. Mama reached into the kid leather boots I like to shuffle around in, pretending that I was older and bigger. She pulled something out, something black as night and slender and sharp. She moved so fast, faster than I'd ever seen her move before. Spinning around as she rose, a black spike in her hand. How could you do this, Mama demanded. I scooted to the edge of the cupboard, and then I was above the colors, in the nothingness once again, but I wasn't alone. A woman was there, in her hair long and floating around her, the color so pale it was like spun moonlight. Her features were familiar. I'd seen her before in my mind while in the temple, but now I thought she looked a bit like me. There were freckles across the bridge of her nose and on her cheeks, and her eyes were the color of dew-kissed grass. But behind the pupils there was a light, a silvery white glow that seeped out, fracturing the vibrant green. Her lips moved as she spoke, her lashes swept down, and a tear fell from the corner of her eye, a blood-red tear. The words sent a jolt of icy shock through me, but then she was gone, and so was I.
That's like 100% her. Like even talking
Yep.
about the freckles, like...
Yep. And you know what? So what's happening at this point is Poppy is like, she fell asleep and she's dreaming. I think this is when she was attacked or healing. Yeah, so this is when like he ascended her basically, I think. And like she doesn't have enough, like Cass doesn't have enough blood because he gave it all to her, and he's telling her she needs to rest, and she's like coming in and out of consciousness.
Yes.
And so that part where she says a woman was there, so she's saying, then I was above the colors in the nothingness once again, and I wasn't alone. So whenever in the book, when she's dreaming, it's all italicized always. I feel like Kristen right now. Here's your Kristen vibes.
Okay, yay.
But the words are all italicized when they're dreaming. And when it starts to say, and then I was above the colors in the nothingness once again, but I wasn't alone. A woman was there. It's no longer italicized when it explains.
Ooh.
So it's almost like she's
She
awake.
wasn't dreaming anymore.
Correct.
She was in this like void of something.
Yes.
Oh, I
So
just got
here's my
goosebumps
thought.
again.
I just had this thought. I got goosebumps. Okay. Okay, so these guys are gods, correct? We can assume that Millicent must also be ? Because they have the same dad, right?
Like what I think so, but wouldn't
so let's
Poppy
just-
be
let's just
primal and her
operate-
be primal? Like
I don't think she's primal because I think that is more
So
don't
God
know.
is
I
just
don't know.
blood, right? If you have God
Yes.
blood in you, you are therefore a god.
Like, you can be a god, but not a primal god, right?
Yes,
Like,
but
Malik
also
is not a primal god.
didn't they think that Poppy was a deity because she was the son of a god, though, or daughter of a god, or was it because they thought Malik was a deity?
They
that
thought
she was a
Malik
deity.
was a deity.
Okay, then yes, I think in theory she
So-
is a god of sorts.
Or at least god equivalent, correct?
Yes,
Like, we can
I would
assume
like
she's
to
on that
think so.
level.
Yeah,
Like, Demi's god, whatever.
I think so. Yeah.
So, okay. So what if when the two of them sleep, they can travel in their dreams like the real gods can? Like how the consort does when she sleeps fretfully. So what if they're reaching out to each other in their dreams? Because this is her coming in and out of consciousness.
That's interesting because they I think Niktos or somebody made a point to say, like, we have all been watching you in our slumber.
Correct.
Like, we all
Correct.
are
Like, they're
aware.
very much conscious. They're not awake because they're still described as sleeping.
Yes, but they are watching what's happening.
And
They
what if that's
know
what
it's-
happens here, which is why it switches from italicized to normal, because she's in that void space above the colors or whatever the hell it says.
Interesting.
Just a thought. Because
Interesting.
she's a god, so clearly when she sleeps, she could probably do the same shit.
And she's like obviously into her godhood at this point. Like,
Right,
she's not through a
yeah.
culling. Like, she
She's
probably
a primal.
knows
She-
how to.
Yes. Yeah.
Whew. Okay. Interesting. We're on to something. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. I also have another crazy crockpot theory while we're on the crazy crockpot theory
Yep.
corner. Can I go into it?
Yes.
And this is way out there, and I don't know how much I truly believe it, but I wanted to mention it in case I end up being right, because
Yep.
I'd be really mad at myself if I
Put it
didn't.
out there.
Okay. Is there any possible way that Ian was actually the son that was already supposedly killed? And maybe he is not actually dead. We didn't actually see him die on page, right? Like, he was killed.
We saw him get his head cut off. However,
But revenants can regrow
and do you know
that.
what they say right before that happened?
Hmm.
Now that you're saying, because I went back and when I read about how a revenant was made, they
Yeah.
specifically, this is like paragraphs before Ian is killed. Kieran says, "What happens if you cut their heads off? Will they grow back?" And she's like, "Absolutely. Would you like to see?"
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
they go like,
yes.
"No."
Yes. So what if he was killed, quote unquote, but he's not actually dead? And the only wrench in that is that Millicent and Malik both seem upset about the death. So that might be a wrench. But is there any possible way that he is the son that was supposed to be killed, making Ian both Millicent and Poppy's brother, which is why Millicent was so upset when Ian was killed, quote unquote? Again, it's very rough.
Okay,
And very
so
crazy.
I think that okay, in your theory of this, would you then think that Isbeth doesn't know that that's who he is, or she would know?
I would
in this
assume she
theory?
does know it. I would assume. Like, maybe
Because
she found him and brought him back. I don't
My
know.
only thoughts are, would she be this cuckoo pants if her son didn't die? Like, that we're
if she
led to
spent-
believe this whole thing is based off of.
But if she spent the whole friggin' bajillion years thinking he was dead and then found him and brought him back however the hell he brought Millicent back, because Millicent died.
Interesting. And he
Again,
is
it's very
older
rough. I
than
don't even know.
Poppy, and Millie is older than Poppy. Is there a world in which he isn't that son, but he
But
is
another son?
and that would make Millie the third, even though she's not the third of
True.
immortal blood,
True.
but that makes Millie the third sibling.
Because I keep going back. I keep going back to all of the mentions of Ian for him to just be killed. That seems very weird.
I agree.
I feel like I can't remember word for word what happens, but it's very fucking weird when Poppy is describing her attack, when the Cravens attacked her family, and someone whisks Ian away and he's just taken to safety while
Right?
she's...
Like, what do you
Like,
mean he
it's
doesn't just die?
weird.
Like, how?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Like, why would the queen not just be like, let him die? I'll take Poppy. Like,
Right.
why was it important
Weird,
to save
right?
him? Especially when you
Yes.
hate his mom and his dad. In theory,
Correct.
they betrayed
Correct.
you, so
Correct.
you would just raise their son as your own.
Right?
No, you wouldn't. You're Isbeth.
And he didn't even get attacked by the Craven at all. Like, he was removed before that happened. It's weird. And I
It's
can't
very
wrap my
weird.
mind around it, and it hasn't been explained yet. So it allows my mind to wander,
Yeah,
and here
it
we
is
are.
very weird. And even if we want to say, like, let's say he is dead and he wasn't a revenant and whatever, we also, I think, are being led to believe that, like, there's a god of, like, the primal of life and there's
Yep.
a primal of death. And I
Correct.
feel like the primal of death can stop death from happening. Is that kind of like,
I think so, because
So,
it's
like,
it sounds like that's the primal magic they're using, right?
So maybe there's a world that even if he is dead, he comes back through that primal magic somehow
Right.
later on. Too.
Somehow.
Like, he cannot be over, I feel like.
I
For
feel
sure.
like too.
It
Like
was
there's just
very
too much
anticlimactic.
buildup. Yes.
And it was the moment we finally, like, get
Correct.
him. Like,
and
half a
not only
chapter.
get him, but get confirmation that he's
Yeah.
good. He's good.
Yes.
Because
yes.
Poppy was terrified for most of the
Yes.
series that he was an ascended and was bad.
And Millicent said, when they asked her something like, are you a handmaiden? And she says, I am many things, which leads me anyways to believe that not just revenant or whatever she is God, but like maybe she has lived a very long time and so far back, and maybe so has Ian. Like maybe she knows.
I wondered
like,
that
do you know what I
too.
mean? Like when she said I have
Yes.
many things, like what does that mean? She grew up with Ian as well, because Poppy says, I remember Millie, like, or, you know, she was here when I was younger.
Yes.
So then Ian
And
would have been too, like.
And she says too, like, I saw Poppy when she was a kid. I followed Poppy when she was a kid.
So she probably knows so much more about Ian and about why things are happening that we don't realize. And
I just feel like there's more to Ian.
I
and
agree.
I feel like if I didn't mention it and it happened to be true, I'd be very mad at myself. So
nope.
It could be crazy, and
It was the
people
right
who have
call.
read this whole series are probably laughing at me right now, but I gotta shoot my shot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm thinking about, I'm not going to like say what, but when I was reading Onyx Storm, I was like, I just have to say this theory because I will hate myself if it happens and I don't say it, and then it didn't happen. And I was like, well,
Yep. You're like, oh,
I'm
well,
an
I shoot my shot. Is that the one you messaged in the group chat with Kristen and I?
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
You're like, oh, interesting. Nope. Wrong.
I love it. Okay,
Anywho.
so I have Poppy getting dressed with Cass now. Do you have anything more to say before I go into that?
I just have interesting that she didn't survive the culling, Millie, meaning that it is like she had god blood in her but died because of all the power through the culling, basically saying that Poppy could also die in the culling. So am I correct in saying she died because there was too much power? Or she wasn't strong enough to survive the culling, like, or is that the same thing?
I don't know if it says. I think it just words it as she failed the
She just-
ascension.
Yeah.
She did not ascend.
Okay. No, I
Like,
don't have much else.
Because we have like normal ascension, quote unquote, instances. And like Cass was saying, like the ones that failed ascension, he essentially ripped their throats out when he was blood crazed the first time, like when he was held.
But if we think about that, did she fail the ascension because someone ripped her throat out? No. Like if somebody, no, like normal, like a mortal person is ascended, do they always ascend, or do people just not? So some
They
people
fail.
just die. And
Yes. And the ones that failed, Cass got to destroy, was my understanding.
Got you. Oh,
Was my-
okay. I
sorry,
thought
was my
they
understanding.
failed because he couldn't stop himself and he just killed
No,
them.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They
I
kind of just like
think
threw them to him and was like, here you go.
Here's
and-
your bone, dog. Go eat it.
Got
That's-
you.
that's
so
what I
not
thought,
everybody
but-
survives the ascension.
Correct.
Okay.
I think.
Understood.
That's my assumption.
Yeah, I
could be
didn't
very
think it
wrong,
that way,
but that's
so
my
I was like,
assumption.
Okay.
Okay, so Poppy, I'm going to read my note word for word because I was a little bitter. Poppy gets dressed and has a sweet moment of normalcy with Cass, helping her with her buttons. They open the door, and there's Kieran, like a wet blanket he is, just waiting outside the bedroom.
Just hate him now, eh? Like,
I really do, and I'm sad about it because I loved him. Oh,
it's funny. And it's not even him, right? It's just like the
I
dynamic that is
know.
being written. And
Yes. But yeah, like the wet blanket he
Ah.
is.
that is so funny.
So Cass and Kieran embrace again, and Poppy can sense a feeling of knowing from them, as if they can communicate without words because they've known each other as long as they have. And again, this is supposed to be so cute, and I'm supposed to go, aw. But
but I
I'm
don't.
not there. I'm not there. I'm just not
It's so fun.
there.
It's funny because I did find, like, in this set of chapters, I was like, I feel like I'm finally getting over it. When I say getting over it, I
Accepted it.
yes, that's the word. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just like, it is what it is. Like, I had a really good, like, 3 episodes of ranting about how mad I am. So
You got
so
it all out
I-
of your system.
yes, so I actually, some of the moments I actually felt like, oh, that is cute. Like, between like
Ugh.
Poppy, not between Poppy, but like between like Cass and Kieran, like I was able to enjoy a little bit of that. And I think you're where I was.
Yeah, I think so. I should find and search my notes the amount of times I typed ugh. Because it was a lot.
It was so funny.
So I have Castile extended his arm to me. I came forward. I placed my hand on his. He tugged me to his side, and a heartbeat later, Kieran's other hand fisted my hair. First of all, what the fuck?
Yes,
The
I
air
know.
shuddered from me as I squeezed my eyes tight against the rush of tears, the rush of sweet emotion. This simple gesture was a powerful reminder that this moment was not just about them. It was about us.
To me, what made it odd is like fisted a handful of my hair.
Yeah, like,
that
what are you
seems like a strange
doing?
thing to do. Like, give me a big old squeeze hug. Okay, like
Yeah,
that's
like that
cute
doesn't
as
seem
there.
sweet. That seems sexual. So,
That
like,
seems
which
like,
one is it?
"Ugh, give me your hand."
Yeah, like, yeah. Like,
Fisting my hair.
yeah. Oh,
That
that's
is
what that made me think of.
yes.
Remember your episode with that?
I try to forget it. Oh God.
Oh. So Kieran asks Poppy if she's okay and if she's fed enough. She said that she needs to speak with Malik. So they go to the main room and everyone is sitting at the table. Poppy asks Malik if Millie is her sister, and Malik asks the mortals to leave before he answers that question. And then he says, "Did she tell you this?" Meaning Millie. And Cass says, "She told me. She showed me."
Yeah.
So Malik then starts explaining that Iris is in fact Molly. Oh my God, that was my autocorrect. Millie's dad, and that they are sisters. He said that she died during the godhood ascension and that Castile's blood was not enough to ascend her. Isbeth had been taking his blood when he was held captive, and I put assuming the first time. And Isbeth had used it on Millie, hoping that it would work, but it didn't. He says that Callum showed Isbeth how to make Millie into a rev to save her.
Which isn't
True. Also,
like,
who the fuck is this Callum dude? Like, who are you really?
oh, I
Who
thought
are
you were like,
really?
who is? I'm like, he's the gold haired guy.
No, yeah, I know
I
he's
get
the
it
gold
now.
fuck. But like, what are you?
Yeah,
Because
like,
he
well,
also doesn't smell like the others and doesn't act like the others.
He has been alive. Remember when Reaver was like, he said something about him, like, how old did you say you were? Or how
Yes.
long? Like,
Yes, like as if he recognized him.
yes, because
Yes.
Reaver said he has been here before when it wasn't this place. It was lasagna
Correct.
or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so interesting in re-listening to you say that, because it sounds like the ascension failed because Cass's blood wasn't strong enough, not because Millie wasn't. And
Yes.
the reason it was strong enough for Poppy was because he was at full strength,
Correct.
right? So it was
Yes.
actually a failure of Isbeth in her judgment, not like Millie. It's not like, I feel like Millie feels like I failed. I'm a failure.
Right. Yeah.
When
I'm
in
the failure,
reality,
yes.
it is not that.
Right.
It's the blood.
Right.
I just don't understand. Callum showed her how to make a rev. Do we think this is the first moment Isbeth learned how to make revs? I feel like no. 'cause
Sounds like it.
But I thought they said that was like Malik or someone or Iris.
No,
maybe that was
sorry, but I'm
assumed.
sorry, not a regular revenant. Whatever the hell she is. That's what I thought you meant. Sorry. Like the other than.
But because Callum, in your notes, it says Callum taught her how to make a rev. Are you just saying rev because we think she's a rev? Or did it say in the book, Callum told her how to make a rev? Do you get what I'm saying?
I can't remember. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Okay. Let me read this to you.
Okay.
I pressed my fingers to my temple as Castile's hand started moving up and down my back. Then how did she become a revenant? Meaning Millie.
Mhm.
Callum, Malik answered. He showed Isbeth what to do. So, insinuating revenant. And then Castile says the golden fuck. And he said, how? Then Reaver said, how old is this Callum? With his eyes narrowing. Malik says, old. I don't know exactly. Don't know where he came from, but he's really old. Callum knew how to make the revenants. It's magic. Old. Primal stuff. His jaw worked. As fucked up as Isbeth is, and none of you truly know how fucked up that actually is, she does love her daughters in her own twisted way. So this to me sounds like he thinks that
She's a
Millie is a revenant.
And it sounds like she only knows how to make revenants because of
Callum.
But
Yes.
then that means it's not the third sons and daughters of a mortal. If she learned how to make a mortal or make a revenant, when was she the first revenant? Do we assume at that point then? Because Callum taught
because
her how to
Callum
make a
is
revenant?
also the same as Millie.
Yeah.
And he's clearly older than Millie because he knew how to turn her into whatever the hell she is.
But maybe he's not a revenant, though. We're like, is he?
I don't think he is. I think he's whatever the hell Millie is.
Could he be Kolis or Bolus or Solis?
Oh.
And could he be the one running the show?
And
even
oh,
if he's not running the show,
maybe
but
he's the big bad. He's Kolis because
he was the one that said to Cass, I've only ever seen love prevail once, and it was the consort. How else would somebody have seen that?
I just got goosebumps.
I did too.
I
And I
think you're
hope I'm right.
I think you're right. Holy shit. And like Callum and Kolis, that sounds so similar.
Yeah.
Oh shit. And so he's like taken. What if he took the form of her son? Like, what if he is parading as her dead son to like win her over? I don't know.
Interesting.
And because like clearly he can't show himself in his true form.
Because he could be manipulating this whole thing.
Yes.
This whole thing. He would have
Holy
all the primal
shit.
magic. He would know how to do whatever he needs to do, however he needs to do it. And
Holy
if he's
shit.
the one that, because in theory, he was locked away due to Nyktos, right? So,
Correct.
And Isbeth was like, all of this is because I'm so mad at Nyktos. No,
Correct.
Callum is mad at Nyktos.
Correct. Because he locked him away.
And has planted all of these seeds into Isbeth to be mad at Nyktos. It's Nyktos' fault. Callum probably killed her actual son.
I think you're right.
Oh, I have so
many
goosebumps.
Me too. Holy shit. Oh my god, I wish Kristen was here.
Me too.
Oh, okay, so to peel back the curtain, I edit all of our episodes. Amanda does all of the legwork with all of our social media, and Kristen, God bless her soul, listens to all of our edits, every single episode. So she's gonna be listening to this, and Kristen, we freaking miss you right now. Okay, so
we do. We need
Damn.
your like brain on what we just said. Like
yes.
analytical. Let us know.
Yes, she is our sounding board. We need our sounding board.
Watch this. Like, this is so smart, and she's like, "Yeah, but this, and this," and we're like, "Oh yeah, shit, never mind."
I'm like, oh well, fuck.
Well, shit.
Oh, okay.
Because again,
wow.
Reaver was like, "How old are you?" Like,
yes, and he's like old, like very old. He says old like 5 times in that sentence.
And I think at first I thought maybe Reaver recognizes him, but maybe he's more the opposite. Like, I was here this long ago and I don't recognize you. So you must be like older than that old.
Like, are you older than me? Like, kind of vibes, you know? Like,
yes.
Shit. Oh my god. I really hope you're right. That's so sick. That'll be such like a mic drop moment if you get it.
I will feel so good. I'll be like, bitch, I called the series. But in all fairness, Kristen planted the seed that there's a big bad above Isbeth.
She did,
and I probably wouldn't have considered that if that seed wasn't already planted. So it's kind of like cool how because of like all of our theories, it like builds up to like something huge.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. Love it.
Oh, Kristen, we miss you.
Yeah. I can't wait for her to hear this. Kristen, text us once you hear this and
yeah.
tell us your thoughts.
You're like, guys, I got the
part. You guys are idiots.
And it's not what you think.
Oh, okay. So Malik says that everyone who knows the truth had been killed, so Millie must have told Cass for a reason. Cass says that she said some other stuff. like hinting at the Poppy is going to die part. And Poppy is trying to read Cass, but he has his shields up. Also, don't like Castile. She tells him to say what Millie said, and he says, I can't. Malik tells
He tells her, doesn't he?
Yes. Malik tells her that Poppy will destroy the realms once she has finished the culling and she is strong enough. Poppy said a god is not strong enough to do that. And Cass says, I don't think you're a god. And Malik says, you're a primal. Again, I don't think Poppy knows the full extent of what Millie said, which is so fucked up.
Yeah.
And he is actively hiding that from her. And I know he's like, oh, I need to protect her. Like, I can't let her know that.
And I'm
like,
going to change the future, and it's not going to happen. And
but that doesn't make it okay.
It almost is like that's going to be why it does happen. You know what I mean? You see like those, like, you're putting her on the path of that. Yes. There's our lack of communication again. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy.
Anywho, I go into chapter's end, so this is all you, friend.
So our chapter ends with everybody discussing the prophecy, the fact that Poppy and Millie are sisters and what that means, and what the best plan is moving forward. They discuss how Poppy isn't strong enough now to destroy Elysium and everything else, but that she will be after the culling. And Cass is like, I've been thinking this for a while, but you are not a god, Poppy. You are a primal. And then Reaver pipes in and goes, yes, Poppy, you are.
Yep.
Reaver!
And his exact words are, so he speaks the truth. We all turn to him. Both of them, I think he means Malik and Cass. You are a primal, born of the mortal flesh, which is exactly what the prophecy describes.
And what a Reaver thing to have this information and not say it.
Yeah. Like, here's another nugget I've been sleeping on. I guess I can tell you now.
It's like, oh, you guys didn't know? Like, Reaver, what in the...
Get with the program. That was so last millennia.
Yes. This guy. He's like, this is boring for me.
Yeah, he's like, this is so old news. Like, welcome to the future.
Oh, Reaver.
Yep.
So chapter 35, this chapter starts off with Poppy's reaction to finding out that she is not just a god, but in fact a primal. It comes as a surprise to just about everyone, except, of course, our Reaver, who thought it was such an obvious thing, and how come you guys didn't know? I found it funny how after she comes to terms with the fact that she's a primal, Cass is like, I don't even know what to call you anymore. Like, it went from princess to queen to god, and he's like, none of these are like good enough for what you are.
None of these are fitting enough for my queen.
Yeah. Which was kind of cute of him to say.
Yeah, it was very cute.
Yeah.
And like, Reaver was like, oh, I just assumed you knew. And Cass is like, but when you realize she didn't know?
Yes.
Like, you didn't think to tell her then? And he just kind of like shrugs. And Cass is like, did you just fucking shrug at me?
Yes.
Like...
He's literally like, I couldn't be bothered. Like, it was kind of a waste of my time to have to tell you guys. So, like, I just didn't. Like,
I just didn't. Just
Reaver.
didn't.
God. That guy. He's so
And he also makes note, like, oh, like, you summoned us. Like, I assumed you knew. And, like, you know, it's a primal notum. And I was like, how did we not catch this? Like... I never connected those two until it was spelled in front of me. And the primal notum
says
like,
primal. Who had it first? Nyctos was the one that made the primal notum, right? With them all? And then it never was a thing again because they went to sleep, right? And then they started bonding Atlanteans. So like, duh.
Like, how did we not put that together? I also feel like Kieran is judging me right now. Or not Kieran, Reaver.
Right? Like, you idiots. Oh, I didn't have to tell you. You should have just known.
Oh.
So my next note here is I have Cass talking about the prophecy, saying how it doesn't have to be true. And then Reaver says, if it is said by a god, especially the god of fate, then it is true.
The god of fate. The god of fate.
And
do we know
yes.
that Penelope is the god of fate? Did we know that?
I feel like...
I want to look up my gods list. Hold on.
I feel like we did.
Did we? Like, we knew she was a god, but did we know she was the god of fate? Like, I don't feel like I knew that.
Like, the god of fate's name is Penelope, and that's a god she's named after.
Like, I thought the fates were like a Lila blah blah or whatever the hell. Okay,
Did
hold on.
Reaver
List of
say in
gods.
here that it was the god of fate that Penelope is named after?
That's what you just said, didn't you?
No. No, I said
You-
that the god of fate is the one that said the prophecy.
Yeah, but then doesn't he say Penelope says the prophecy? And she's like, what? My namesake said it? What?
Oh, maybe. I didn't say that just now, though, but maybe it says it in the... Yeah, I just said Reaver said if it was said by a god, especially the god of fate, then it is true.
Okay, so this is Penelope is the goddess of wisdom, loyalty, and duty.
So not the god of fate.
No. I don't know if there is a god of fate. I'm just going to read these.
I think
God
there
of
is.
war,
He said it was.
god of
He said the
sky.
god of fate was the one that gave the prophecy from.
Okay, so I have God of Accord. This is from our original god list from book 1.
Okay.
God of Accord and War, the God of Sky and Soil, the God of Common Men and Endings, the Eternal God, the Goddess of Wisdom, Loyalty, Duty, the God of Right and Prosperity. And then we have the Goddess of Peace and Vengeance. Sorry. And then we have the Goddess of Rebirth, the Goddess of the Hunt, and the Goddess of Love, Fertility, and Beauty. That's all we were given.
Okay, so now I need to look up what Reaver said here. This is the beginning of chapter 35.
Correct.
Okay. So, word for word, Reaver was quiet as he said, "This is something I cannot answer." What was the question? One thing I don't understand.
I have it here. I have it here. So Cass asks how Poppy can be a primal when Malik and Iris were not. And how is she a primal of born of the mortal flesh? Reaver says that's something I cannot answer. And then Cass says cannot or will not. And Reaver says cannot. You are the first primal to be born since the primal of life. I do not know why.
Oh no, that's
I don't know.
Niktos. No, we just talked about this last episode. The primal of
Niktos'
life.
dad.
Yes,
Niktos' dad.
It's like I can't think of his name now, but there's like Ethos
Same.
or something like that.
Yes, Ethos. I think it is Ethos. You are the first primal to be born since the primal of life. I do not know why. Only the primal of life can answer that.
So the first, so she has to be the primal of something. We just don't know what that something is, right? Or is it in the prophecy? The primal of, no, that we don't, because all the primals have a something, right? The primal of life, the primal of death. Like, what is she the primal of?
Yeah.
Right?
What
She's the
indeed?
primal of something.
What indeed?
But where is it here about the prophecy? Oh, here. About the prophecy. No, she won't. That's what I thought too in the beginning, but then I learned Isbeth's bullshit. Castile growled. The prophecy is bullshit. Not when spoken by a god, Reaver bit off. Not when voiced by the goddess Penelope, who is tied closely to the fates. Sorry. So I interpreted that wrong, and that's why you thought of the name Penelope.
Yes. Okay.
Because
so we were both on the right track.
So interesting, though, that the goddess Penelope, the one she was named after, was the one that spoke the prophecy. Now,
Correct.
obviously, or maybe this isn't obvious, but Isbeth must have known the prophecy and was therefore trying to create the harbingers.
And that's why she named her Penelope?
Possibly. Why Millie didn't get that name. Is there a god named Millicent?
Why would... Let me look at my god list. Hold on. No, I don't see a Millie or a Millicent.
Well, it says here, Isbeth naming you after the goddess who warned of you was no coincidence. She did it in thinking it would help bring her good luck with the
fates.
Yeah,
I do kind of remember that now, actually.
Yeah. If I were to fully become a primal, I would be power enough to do exactly what the prophecy stated. So do you know what? Maybe Isbeth wasn't privy to the prophecy because she would have known that Millie would have failed.
True.
Right? But then Isbeth named you after the goddess who warned of you. So she knew the prophecy at one point because she named her because a goddess warned of her. So was it like Millie happened, then she learned of the prophecy?
That's
and then
what I was
she
just
knew,
going to say.
like,
Maybe she's like, okay, the first one was a fail, so maybe if I can tempt the fates to be on my side, I'll name this one after the person who predicted it.
And I don't know why, but I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, what is her name? The sex book lady?
Oh, Willa Collins.
Yes. Right at the very beginning, in the Red Pearl, Willa Collins was there, saw Poppy, and said that she was the second daughter.
Correct.
So she knew in that moment that she was the second daughter that was foretold in this prophecy.
Yes, but I think she's a
So-
seer, right? So
Yes,
that's how she knew that.
exactly. So could there be seers even that the Isbeth is connected with? You know what I mean? That
Probably.
I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
And like, do we think that Willa Collins was putting Poppy on the path to destruction or just the right path? Like, because
I
she
think
knew
the right
what
path,
she
'cause I
was.
really don't think
yeah.
she's gonna destroy things. I really don't.
I don't
think
think she is
that
either.
yeah.
I just was sus
So
of Willa.
I'm so shocked.
Right. Right.
Okay, so Reaver asks Malik why he thinks that Poppy will destroy the realms. And Cass said she won't. It's just crazy Isbeth. And Malik said that he thought that at first too, until he learned that Isbeth wasn't the only one who believed that the last chosen would awaken the Harbinger and the bringer of death and destruction. Then Poppy remembers everything about the night her parents died, and I'm still kind of annoyed that it's not all on the page because I would like to also know. She kind of like touches on certain things.
Yeah, because we don't get the full memory still, right? She's like, I
Correct.
remember it all, but she tells us the pieces she remembers, but we don't
Correct. I'm like, give me the fucking memory. I want to read it. Please and thank you. But
I was so
She
happy that I called
oh,
Malik
so
being
here's
there.
my note, word for word. She remembers that it was Malik, that Malik was the dark one. And I put, holy F Mino, you were right.
I know, I read that.
He
I'm like,
says he's-
oh shit, man! I feel so, like, I'm like, no big deal over here, but I knew that before it was a fact.
You're like Reaver over there. You guys are idiots.
yeah, idiot. Like, duh, that's what happened. Like,
it.
oh, I felt so good reading that.
As
good.
you should, because you called that so early on. Like so early on.
Loved it.
So Malik had tried to kill her, but hesitated and had tried again. And then he saw it and he says, I can see it. I see her staring back at me. Those disjointed memories made sense now that they had been pieced back together. What did you see? Who? Malik's eyes closed then, and all the while Castile hadn't moved. Her, the consort. I saw her in your eyes. She was looking back at me.
And like,
Which
this all
I
has
have
to mean
questions.
something. Yes.
I have questions. How does Malik know what the consort looks like?
Oh.
How did he know?
Oh.
I have questions.
Okay. No. Wait, okay. Sorry, things
Like, how did he know
happening
that's
in
who
my
it
head right now.
was?
How? Okay, so Millie was turned revenant when Cass was captured. Correct?
The first time, yes. correct.
Meaning that when Poppy was in her dream, like that the timeline of the actual actions that happened in her dream, so the real timeline when Malik was there, that was after Cass was no longer captive because Malik was now captive,
Correct.
aka with the blood crown, right?
Yes.
Which
Yes.
also means that Millie was alive at this point in time.
Yes.
And maybe there is something to Millie being very old, and obviously the consort has something to do with Poppy, Millie, all of that. Maybe he's because of that. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's like drawings of her. I don't know. I'm just
Like maybe she looks like them, you mean? Like, is that what you're
Maybe.
thinking?
or just like maybe that they know what she looks like. Like maybe Millie does or Isbeth does.
Oh,
and
I
because
see what you're saying.
he is now like in cahoots with them, he could see and was like, oh, holy shit. Like that's like maybe, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of that would
I
make
mean, it's the
sense.
only rational thing we can go on right now
Yeah.
because, like, how the fuck?
Yeah,
no one
good
knows
call.
what she
I
looks
never
like.
even questioned that. I was like, yeah, okay. And why
So,
would that
Ma-
stop him? Like, who cares if
Yeah.
it's a consort? Like, that must mean, like, that meant something to Coralina? That meant something to
There's
him? Like,
A lot to that. I feel like I just want to know who this consort is. I feel like it's
know.
gonna
because as soon
be
as
so much
Poppy says
together.
her name, she comes awake, right? Is that what we were told?
Yeah.
Or is that a theory of ours? Or that's what we were told? If you speak.
No, that was Kristen's theory. Kristen had thought that maybe that's what's going to wake the consort is once Poppy, or maybe that was your theory.
I think it was mine. So it's a
I
theory.
think that was your theory.
Because I think
I think it was a theory though. Yes.
Reaver told Poppy or Tawny told Poppy that you know her name or something.
Yes. And
right?
Reaver also told Poppy that the only way the consort will wake is when one of her sons comes back.
but they can't speak her name because if they do, the stars and something will fall, which is a part of the
Correct.
prophecy. And that's why
Correct.
we know she has to say her name because it says the stars will fall. And then,
Correct.
okay.
Correct.
Okay. I'm remembering.
Yeah, I think that was what our theories really start to blend with the truth sometimes.
Yeah. Because we're that good. We're that good.
Yeah, totes.
So just popping into my head now too, it's very interesting that Alistair tried to kill Poppy.
Yep.
When she was there. Doesn't Alistair admit that he was there and he knew the Craven came and he left her to die? So does that mean that Malik and Alistair were working together and they were both there at the same time?
They were both there at the same time, and he makes note that Alistair saw him there, and he's like,
Oh,
he didn't
really?
tell you. Yes. I'll see if I find it in my notes. I do remember reading it though. Hold on.
I'm like, what
Just
if
give
they
me a
saw
moment.
each other?
They did. And he's
And-
like, I can't believe he didn't tell you. I really thought he was going to.
Yeah, like he didn't go, hey, your son's totally fine and in good
Right.
shape.
Yes.
Wow.
Hold on. I want to see if I can find it.
But obviously Alistair wasn't working with Isbeth then, or if he was, like Malik didn't even know. Because he seemed like he would have been shocked, right?
Because he's there. Yeah. I read it. It's not. Why? I didn't make
Maybe
that
you
up,
just
did
assumed
I?
that?
No, because it was like this whole conversation.
Well, it's not.
Fuck me. Okay. Well, maybe I dreamt it. Who knows? I'm just going to keep going with my notes and maybe
Yep.
we'll come across it.
Yep, let's
Maybe
do it.
we won't.
Yep.
Okay, where were we at? So next note is like Cass is pissed that Malik was the Dark One, and he's like, you brought the Craven to attack them. And Malik said they followed the blood trail that he had left.
That he had left.
That's what I wrote down. I don't know who the he is. I'm assuming that means Malik. I'm assuming.
But Malik was the one that said that. No?
Yes, that's what I mean. That he had left.
Malik
Because
said...
I write my notes like.
Oh, Malik isn't
talking
saying
about him.
that.
Yes, correct.
You're
Sorry.
saying the blood
Yes,
trail.
yes,
Malik.
yes.
Okay, I'm like, who
Malik
is
says
he?
that they followed the blood trail that he left. Like.
Got you.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm talking in third person.
Yes,
in my notes.
I'm with you now.
Sorry.
I'm with you now.
So Cass then compulses Malik to get down onto his knees and put a knife to his own throat. Poppy steps in to stop it, knowing that Cass would regret his involvement in this if he were to go through with it. Poppy tries to reason with Cass, saying that Malik never actually hurt her and that he stopped before he could do so. Cass disagrees and said that the Craven were only there because of him and that the Craven hurt her. So while he didn't touch her with his own hands, he is still the reason that she suffered.
I have a big, huge problem with all of this, and it really pisses me off because okay, so first of all, I'm like, okay, devil's advocate. If this was the opposite, he is doing this because he thinks it's protecting Millie. Cass will literally do anything to protect Poppy.
Yeah.
And so there's that. There's just that, okay?
Yeah.
But I have an opinion here about how mad Cass is at his brother. He's ready to compulse him to slit his own throat because he was the reason the Craven came to Poppy. Well, if we go back and think about what their parents knew of what Alistair did, they were under the impression that that's exactly what Alistair did, was he went there to kill Poppy and any other children that were what Poppy was, and they turned a blind eye, and Cass is not mad at them at all about that. Or it's just like, oh, like, I'm mad, but like, I understand why you did what you did. This is the exact same thing.
Yep.
It is the exact, like, Alistair went and attempted to kill Poppy and thought he did. Like, the difference here is Alistair thought he actually killed her.
Correct.
Malik stopped.
Correct.
And he is not mad enough to slit his own parents' throat, but he is mad enough to do it to his own brother. And then... I don't know if Cass knows this or not because he's been captive, but his mom and dad knew and led them all into this. And the reason that he's captured
he does know
again,
this now because Poppy told him when they...
Does he? Okay, I
because
couldn't
Poppy
remember.
actually fucking communicates,
Right?
you know, unlike
So
Cass,
it's like,
but...
how are you about to slit your brother's throat when you were okay with this when it was your parents?
Yep.
Like, I'm just like, this, I don't know. I have a hard time with it.
How indeed. I agree.
Making no sense.
I'm making no sense.
Making no sense at all. And then I have chapter close after that. So
Oh, really? Oh. I got like 10 more.
I'm surprised I don't have any notes after I read what the chapter closes. Like, it seems like pretty big shit that happens.
Okay,
Uh.
this one's kind of worth mentioning. So Cass essentially like dogpiles on Malik and starts punching the shit out of him. And Poppy uses her ether to separate the two of them. And to quote her, probably a little too hard because she didn't care how much she hurt them in that moment. LOL.
Good for her,
Because they kind of
honestly.
like slam against the
Yes.
walls. And he's like, ow, like that hurt.
I'm like, well, you're about to murder each other, so
Yes. And then I put here, I laughed out loud when she said that they were arguing like a bunch of toddlers. I just thought that was really funny.
it was so good. It was her, like, again, using her power because she realized, like, I don't have to sit in the shadows and just let whatever happens around me
Yes.
happen and sit here like a quiet, good maiden. Like, she's
Exactly.
like, no, stop this.
Yes. So Riza enters the room, and she says, I hate to interrupt, but there's a small army of rise guards going house to house, and they're down the street. So they go into panic because they're like, oh my God, we got to get out of here.
Yep.
So they start like putting on cloaks and like they go, like they're going to leave the back door. And Riza's like, Poppy's like, you should come with us. And Riza's like, no, like we're going to hold them off as long as we can. Like go out the back door. We'll distract, whatever. And so they go to open the door. And there's a bunch of guards standing there. Reaver jumps in and says, stand back, and he fireballs them all. Cass responds with, holy shit. And Kieran's like, yeah. Because like this is the first time Cass is seeing that. Yeah. So then they hear a yelp of pain from Riza at the front door, and Malik just wants them to leave anyway, which, hello, sir, aren't these your friends? But okay.
Right.
And Poppy's like, they just literally saved us. Like, we're not doing that. Like, we're going to go help them. And Malik's like, you know, like, you cannot get caught. Like, you better not be caught. And Cass is like, we won't be.
Yeah.
They
Even
do, but,
Cass
you know.
is like, let's, like,
I know.
what
Like,
the
they're
heck,
both
guy?
like, no. Like, these people literally just took us in. We're not leaving them. So Poppy and Cass lead the charge into the main room, and Poppy uses that webbing ether to kill the guards, cracking their necks. Cass says, you will not be surprised to hear this, but I found that incredibly hot. And Reaver says, there is something seriously wrong with him. I just love
We're all
Reaver.
thinking that Reaver. He's just the uncensored, says it how it is guy.
I love him.
Me too.
So Poppy then tries to attack the next guard, I guess, and her power recoils because it's a revenant, and Callum then enters the chat. And yeah, he's not very nice. He's joined by 20 other guards, all assumed revenants. And Poppy tells Reaver that there's something he can do for her that he will really enjoy. And Callum says, oh, I know what you are. And Reaver's getting ready to blast them all. And Callum says, but that will have to wait. And then walks in as Riz and Blaze are being held at knife point by some of the other guards. Dun, dun, dun.
Press.
Yep.
So,
and then I go into chapters end.
okay. So chapter ends with Isbeth and Callum catching Poppy and the rest of the team. And she says to Poppy, like, had you just stuck around, I was going to provide you with a choice. And because I'm such a benevolent queen, I'm still going to give you, right, that choice, which is kind of like their freedom in return for Malik. She says, you know where he is. And I want you to go get him and bring him to me. And like Cass, like, we'll go free. Like, I won't, I won't try to get him back. So that's where we end. And
yep. Yepper. All right. Chapter 36. So chapter opens with confusion coming from both Malik and Callum. Callum starts to say that this was not what the plan was because like he was not expecting Isbeth to offer this deal. But she cuts him off and like silences him, and she says that Malik will change everything because like Callum's essentially telling her like this isn't going to change anything, like why are you trying to get him back? And she's like, Malik will change everything, which is interesting. I don't know if that's just like her heartmate,
like you have,
or
his
if it's
brother,
more
like what could be better than that. And maybe it's because Iris isn't like on her side, but Malik would be. So yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
It is
weird. So Isbeth says that there may as well be chains around all of Poppy's companions' necks, as well as the entire district, because there are revenants everywhere, making sure that if Reaver decides to do anything about it, innocent people will get hurt. She expects Poppy to go get Malik and come back so that she can hold up her end of the bargain and let everyone go. So Poppy thinks to herself that Malik was a god and the son of the primal of death. And I put, I am confused. Aren't him and Iris sons of Nyktos, who is the son of the primal of life? I'm like, what am I missing here?
Yes,
but
but
it
the
said
consort's sons, right?
yes. And I reread this. I'm like, I must have misread that. But she says Malik is a god and the son of the primal of death.
Okay, holy cow. Is there, I don't know, is there a world in which the consort and the primal of death had these two kids?
Like
And
Iris
then-
and Malik, you mean?
No, like the consort and Kolis. Because the Kolis is the primal of death, right?
Like Nyktos isn't their dad? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. He's saying, if that's what it's saying in that sentence, that the primal of death, that's Kolis, is it not?
I thought so.
But we've been like told by Nyktos himself, right?
That he's the dad.
He's Poppy's
So like,
grand.
is there a chance this is just a typo?
Okay, now I gotta find it. 36.
It should be right near the beginning
Yeah.
of 36. I read it a couple of times because I'm like, did I fuck this up?
But this was it. How? Oh, here.
Okay, I found it.
Would do
Did you just find it
anything
too?
Yeah, I did. He was
Okay.
the son of the primal of death
And his consort.
I would do anything for Castile. Because Nyktos is the primal, they called him the primal of life and death, right? But in reality, but then we learned that he's the true primal of life and there's a true
Yeah,
primal
but
of
Poppy
death.
knows that now. So why is she referring to it that way?
Find Malik, and bring him to me, and I will let you leave. I will also. Your answer should have been immediate, Penelope. I know you will do anything for him.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is. I quickly answer. What in the world
You-
would do some concert?
Your answer should have been immediate, Penelope. I know you will do anything for him. I would do anything for Castile, but Maelc was a god, one who had been entombed for hundreds of years. He was the son of the primal of death and his consort. I couldn't even begin to fathom what releasing him would mean or do.
And then after that, it says, "What in the world would Nyktos and his consort?" As if there's, but it's
Yeah.
almost as if they're calling Nyktos.
Yes.
Are we mixing it up? And Nyktos is always the primal of death, and the other guy's the primal of life.
I don't think so.
It was Solis, right, or Kolis?
Kolis. I'm too scared to Google it in case something comes up.
So it says Kolis is actually the true primal of death, and that's what we were told, right? Yeah.
Yes. So I was very
That's
confused by
weird.
this reading. I'm like, did I read this wrong? But I did not. It's
Good
there.
catch.
There it
That's
is.
so strange.
Weird, right?
Yes.
I was very stuck on this. I couldn't get past it for a little bit. I was very confused.
No, rightfully so.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's confusing.
so Poppy agrees that she will go get Maelc, but is secretly to herself, she's like, I ain't upholding that request, bitch.
Yeah.
And Isbeth asks Poppy what leverage she will have now to make sure that Poppy doesn't try to betray her, essentially reading whatever the hell Poppy just thought in her head.
Yeah.
Poppy says that she will just have to trust her and see. And Isbeth looks at Callum.
What
who
a
leaps-
dumb
honestly.
answer, probably.
Like, you're
should have
so
had
naive.
Something to
Yes. Ugh. So Poppy says that she'll just have to trust her. Isbeth looks at Callum, who leaps forward and attacks Kieran with Shadowstone. Callum dragged the Shadowstone down Kieran's arm and whispered words in a language that Poppy could not understand, but her essence in her chest responded to. A shadowy reddish-black smoke hovered all over the shallow cut, just like it had with Vessa in Messina. Castile stabs Callum in the chest and he momentarily dies. So I have a note here. I said, this has to be like an essence of death, right? Like how we found out the shadows were part of the primal of death. And Poppy's essence is responding to it more. Is this hinting at her being that or part of that? Like, is Poppy the primal of death?
Oh, interesting. Because I don't think I thought anything the first time, honestly, but you reading it right now, I thought to myself, is it because she's a primal god and they're using primal magic? Is it like, can she just nullify it because she's primal, but she doesn't even know that yet? Like,
maybe
it's the same like equivalent magic to her.
yes.
Almost is kind of just now, anyways. But I was like,
The
like, maybe
part
she
that
can
really
sense.
grabbed my attention is when he's whispering words in a language that Poppy could not understand. Like, it has to be like primal magic,
like a yeah,
like enchantment.
enchantments. Yes,
Yeah, like the saying or whatever, you know.
yes.
Wingardium
Wasn't that what
Leviosa,
Vesa
that
was
shit.
saying, like random shit like that too? When
Yes,
she was
like chanting.
Yes.
So interesting because Poppy is responding to it. Yeah, maybe it is just like the primalness of it.
It's
Maybe.
also interesting that Callum had no idea of this plan, but he just knew that this is what the queen wanted him to do.
Right.
She's like,
Right.
she looks at him and he just does the like.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I thought you were not sure of
I
this
can't
plan.
imagine. They're not like mind readers, I don't think. Like,
Yeah,
that's weird. That he
it's
just
very
knew that
weird.
she wanted him to go to Kieran and use him as collateral for this plan that he didn't know existed. But anyway, whatever.
And then Isbeth says, "Oh, Poppy, there's no need to panic. Wolven are not susceptible to the Shadow Stone. However, the curse that Callum just put on him, it has a time limit and one that only she can lift. So return with Malik or your precious Wolven dies." Real motherly. Real
So I was
motherly.
thinking here, like, why isn't Poppy immediately trying to use her
Healing magic?
Yeah, like healing magic.
Honestly, though.
To, like, she has primal magic.
And she
like,
still hasn't tried that, right? Like,
Yes.
that hasn't been attempted?
and
Oh,
the
no, I
problem-
think it does. I think she says it doesn't work. Actually, I think she does.
maybe.
Not right
How
here
would
in
they
this
know?
moment.
How would they know?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't. They would just be like, well, hopefully when time runs out, like, we're fine.
Honestly. Yeah, that's true. But I think the shadowy cut thing is still there, though. I
Oh,
think.
yes.
Okay, so Poppy and Isbeth go back and forth, and it's decided that she has 2 weeks of a time limit to go get Malik and bring him back, or which also, like, wouldn't that time limit have already been decided when the curse was placed on him? That also confused me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just you die when the curse giver says so, and so she's just like, I just pick when.
Oh, maybe.
Because, yeah, like, it doesn't make, you're right. Because I don't know how else that makes sense.
Yeah.
She's like,
And then
"Okay,
Poppy's
sure."
like, yeah. And Poppy's like, we can use the tracking spell. I'm like, oh, we're finally going to use the fucking tracking
Right.
spell.
Also, this is so dumb because she's like, I know where he is. And then she's like, okay, like, go get him. And I use Kieran. Well, it's going to take me a while to find him. I thought you knew where he was.
Yeah.
If I
like,
was the queen, I'd be like, what do you mean? You know where he is?
yeah. What do
"Oh,
you mean?
don't."
What do you mean?
Oh,
yeah.
you were bluffing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And she's like, okay, here's my ring. Like,
yeah.
weird.
Yes.
So Isbeth gives the ring to Okay, I just had thoughts rereading my note. Okay, hold on. Let me read the note first.
Yep.
So Isbeth gives the ring to Poppy and says to meet her at the Bone Temple in 2 weeks' time. She says that if she brings back Malik, that everyone but Malik will be cleared to leave freely. And Poppy says that you cannot have Malik too. Malik tries to fight it and says that he doesn't want to leave Millie, but Poppy knows that Isbeth will only kill him if he does go back to her. So then Kieran knocks Malik unconscious, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, here's my thought. And I only thought of this because of the passage that we reread about what we now know as Millie in the temple. Because
It's funny.
okay.
That came to my head just now, too. I don't know anything, but I just popped, like, her going, like, it wasn't supposed to be this way.
yes.
That part. That popped in my
Yes.
head, but I don't know why. But I did,
Okay.
like, think about that.
So when I read that passage, and I forgot about this part of that passage, when she has the blood tear coming down and she's like, it's not supposed to be this way. She puts her hands on the ground and she's like drawing something from the earth, and all of these bone hands pop up. And Poppy makes a mention like she is standing where this temple now stands. Temple. Bones. Is that where they're going, to where that happened? Is this the bone temple is it a bone temple where that happened? Like, are they going back to that spot?
Oh.
I can't remember what temple that was when that
I
happened.
feel like it was in Atlantia, though.
Oh.
Wasn't it? Because, like, that's where
It must have been. Yeah, it must have been. Okay, so maybe not then. Maybe it's just a coincidence. But I was like, have we been to this bone temple?
I don't,
Like, what is this bone
the
temple?
name isn't familiar. Maybe it is.
Interesting. Because when Millicent was there drawing these bones out of the ground, it was not a temple. Because Poppy had said, like, oh, she's standing on the ground that this temple now stands on.
Yes.
I don't know. My mind just went there, and I don't know.
Interesting. It would make sense because there's bones underneath of it, and you build it there in Bone Temple. So no. I feel like they're playing it off like the queen doesn't know that Millie and Malik have like a thing.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's how it is written. Like that they have to keep it hush hush because she doesn't know. But like, how can she not know?
Exactly. I'm like, they're really ignorant to think she doesn't know, or
Right.
she's dumb AF.
Right.
Like to not, because even the things where like when I was reading again when we learned how to make a revenant, like there's so many, like Malik flinched and he stared at, like when Millicent dies, it makes a point to say he stared like at her unmoving body, like did not lay eyes off
like
of her.
as if he's like holding his breath until she comes back.
Yes,
kind of
like
thing.
it's quite obvious.
Yes.
If
Oh yeah,
you're
because we even
around all
thought
the
back
time.
then, like, oh, maybe they're like doing it. Like,
Yes, right? Like so,
yeah.
Yeah, I find that, I don't know.
So, my next note is Isbeth agreeing that Poppy can also have Malik and says that they are free to leave. Just do not cause a scene. And she says, "Oh, one more thing." And then Blaze and Riza get turned into husks as she kills them, and says the only good dissenters are the dead ones.
Frickin' bitch.
It also has me thinking, like, this is very clearly like God magic, I'm assuming. Like, is there any way she's the primal of death, or she's channeling primal of death power? Yes. Because like she likes to turn people into husks a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, only because I don't know, anything's possible. Like, because I'm saying, well, we're told she's a demis, but like we can be told anything, and then that's not.
I know. We just can't trust Jennifer. That's where we're at.
I know. Oh God. And really, the only person we have to trust that she is a demis is Isbeth. Like, she was the one that said how she was created.
Yes, and like Cass is like, "Oh, you're a demis." Like he says that to her, like, "You're a demis,"
because he learned that that's what it meant when you're ascended by God. Right? Is that what happens when you're ascended by God and she was ascended by Maelc? That makes you a demis.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I guess if they get to Malik, he could be a confirmation of that if he's like coherent enough to have a conversation. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot we learn. I think it was maybe you that had said, or somebody that, because Malik tried to get the heart trials and like he wouldn't say why they couldn't, and like we think maybe he was declined, or maybe, like I think there's more to this story that Isbeth doesn't even know.
Too.
You know?
Like I feel like Malik is going to come back into the story because again, it's another mention of he's just been brought up too many times to not. Like, I feel like we're going to find out more when that happens, whenever that happens.
I agree. And it seems like for the consort and for things to happen, that he has to play a part in whatever her story is in this. So.
I agree. So Poppy tears apart the house from the inside. And I put floors crack apart, walls crumble. And she says plasters and stone groaned. The roof shuddered and then the walls shattered as dark sensations spread inside of me. Old, cold, a harbinger. And I put, yikes.
Yeah.
That don't sound good.
But Poppy literally went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I couldn't decide, did she kill any mortal guards and mortal people in innocence, or did she stop? I couldn't tell by the way it was explaining her destroying things. I'm like, did she?
So I don't think she hurt
crossfire?
anyone because or killed anyone, I should say, because she says she doesn't sense death or something. Or Cass says to her, like, I can't remember, but it is like insinuated that she didn't kill anyone. But I think
because I was like, I don't know, that was close. Like,
no, sorry, I have that backwards. So she had said like I didn't feel anyone's pain. Like she's like I didn't feel pain coming from people.
Yes.
And then she says to Cass, well, that doesn't mean I didn't kill anyone. Like what if I killed someone and like that I can't sense their feelings when they're dead. Like the absence of pain doesn't mean I didn't kill anyone.
Yes.
That's what it was. Sorry. I had that backwards.
Good call. So
Poppy starts sending out all this darkness and destruction to the surrounding houses. I think this is what you're referring to. And she can sense Isbeth smiling and can feel her excitement over what Poppy is doing. And Poppy can hear a voice in her head saying, "Do it. Let the rage out. Do it, Harbinger." I'm
Do
sorry.
we think
What?
that this is Isbeth somehow speaking?
That was my thought. And like she kind of read her mind earlier when Poppy's
I
like,
felt
yeah,
the
I'll do
same
it. But like,
way. Yes.
so what the fuck's going on? I have questions.
And maybe
I
she
have
could
questions.
tell Callum, go do this to Kieran. Like maybe that's a part of her
Right?
powers. And why she's able to let people, like even why all these people follow her. Maybe she has a mental ability to be able to put thoughts, feelings, words into people. Because that's kind of what Poppy can do, but just with feelings. So maybe she can.
Oh, yeah. Good
And
point.
that's her mom. Like maybe she actually
Because
has.
it literally says Poppy can hear a voice in her head saying, do it. Let that rage out. Do it, Harbinger. Oh,
I bet you it's Mama.
yep. And then Poppy's like, I want to do that. And she goes to take a step forward and Cass grabs her and tells her that she needs to stop. Yeah. I'm going to go into chapter's end. Do you have anything before I do that?
Nope.
All right. So Poppy's not quite herself and says she doesn't want to stop. Cass says you need to. And he takes her, like, looks at her directly in the eyes, and like shows her the other houses and streets that have been destroyed and all of the scared mortals that are now like protecting themselves and covering their head and their children are crying and crumbling houses and they're blah blah blah. And it also says they're crying and praying, which again, can she not hear the praying? She's God. Why
I
can't she hear this?
know. The
You made note of that
primal,
before.
like, yes.
Yes. Cass said this is what she wants you to do, like meaning Isbeth, but you are not her. The chapter ends with Poppy coming to her senses and pulling back her power. She looks to where Isbeth was standing moments before, but she is now gone, as is the door to the house that they were in. Poppy can see all of the scared mortals coming together and whispering about what had just happened. Callum is still there, and he is smiling, almost as if this is exactly what they had hoped that Poppy would do. Poppy realizes that she had become exactly what Isbeth had painted her out to be, the Harbinger.
Yep.
Shit.
Well, shit.
Yep.
Okay, so chapter 37 opens with the gang leaving the city on horseback. Cass is trying to make sense of everything that had just happened and that he is married to a primal god. Malik is chained up in what remains of Castiel's chains and is strapped to a horse being led by Reaver. And they know he will try to get back to Millie the moment he has an opportunity, so they are keeping him contained for now. So Poppy had been trying to reach the Wolven through the Notum as they were traveling, and she finally says that she has reached Delano. Delano tells Poppy that he's not at Three Rivers like planned, and that he would explain why when they caught up with them, and that they would understand. So I was like really sus of this, especially I feel like was Delano one of the ones that were like, maybe he's a traitor, or maybe...
Yeah, he was on our sus watch for a while there,
so
like the one that
"Oh."
maybe. I know, same. I
was feeling
yeah.
nervous.
Same.
Very nervous.
Which to this point, everything seems fine, right?
Yes,
if I remember
agree.
correctly.
Yes,
Yeah,
it seems okay, but yeah, I was like,
I also was a little
like.
concerned.
Do not like.
Because like Poppy's like, we never intended on taking Padonia first, so like we were wanting to focus on the big cities. So like, why did you go there? And he's like, oh, I'll explain when you get here.
Yeah,
like,
you'll understand.
Yeah, it was kind of sus. I agree. So you go. Yep.
Oh, I just have a note here. I don't know. This is how I was talking about her growing fangs. I don't know.
Oh yes.
It just says Poppy rubs her jaw, and Cass is like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, just an ache." And I've been.
I never considered fangs before.
Yes. And then she says, "I think I must be grinding my teeth or something."
Yes.
I bet you she is growing her fangs in the
because she has said something before about
her teeth and her jaws.
And like me being worst case scenario, like I'm like, oh my God, like something's wrong with her power. Like she's going to fail the ascension. Like this is not a good sign.
Yeah.
I never thought about fucking teeth. She's a teething little godling.
Because gods have to have blood to feed, and she never had to have blood to survive. And
I never
so
thought of that.
Literally teething, I think.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Also, Kristen will be so happy to be not a part of this conversation.
Right? Teeth.
Kristen has a teeth fetish, and
no,
not
the
in
opposite.
Like
opposite of fetish.
Yeah, like a rejection, like opposite. Yeah,
opposite of fetish. I don't know what the right word is.
I'm gonna
for
Google
that.
this. I'm gonna Google this.
But don't Atlanteans not have fangs, and then they also grow them through the culling? Because I have that in my note here as well, but I don't know if I
Oh.
made that up or if that's like if
I
Cass had
don't
like his
know.
fangs come in.
Aversion. Aversion. That's
That
the word
sounds
I'm
right.
looking for.
She's
An
like, teeth
aversion to
fetish. I'm like,
teeth.
it is the exact opposite, actually.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. You are correct. An aversion to teeth. Sorry, Kristen.
Yeah. That's so funny.
But yeah, I don't remember that. I don't know. Did it say that about the Atlanteans?
I don't know why. I have it in my note, like as if I'm like, were we told this? I don't know. But anyway, I do
Interesting.
suspect because it's not the first time that she's talking about her teeth and her jaw
Yes.
aching. I'm like, I bet you she's getting fangs.
Oh, you're probably right. Like that seems so obvious to me now.
I
How
feel
did
like
I not
it's
even
obvious,
think
yeah.
that?
No
Oh,
big deal. Just
okay.
over here.
I need to toot my own horn here for a minute
Yes,
because
let's
it's
hear it.
proved right in this section.
'Kay.
So I said this. My note says the ride is going to be more than a day, so they find an abandoned house after a few hours and they settle in for the night. So that the horses can rest. Poppy says that once the curse is lifted, they will need to end this, meaning Isbeth. And I have a bad feeling that the only way to save Kieran is going to be the joining. I think that this is coming and it's coming fast.
Mm.
And I said probably pun intended.
So good.
But yeah,
Oh
and
my
it is
gosh.
confirmed later that
Yeah, it is.
that is their thought. But I was going here, there, and I just wanted
I still
toot toot.
the joining doesn't make sense to me, and I know we've talked
I
about this
know.
100 times. So
Because
if
the way
you're
it was
joined with Kieran, they can cut his head off and he won't die because
I know. I don't get it.
like
I
you're
don't get it.
immortal from anything? Like
And I thought like you said before, like in a previous episode, that the calling, oh my God.
Primal
The joining, that's the word I'm looking for. The joining, like it doesn't take Poppy's life and gives it to them. It was supposed to tie Kieran's and Poppy's life together because then Poppy was assumed to be
yes.
like not a god.
Correct.
So like as far as we know, it can't reverse the order. The god can't be like, you get eternal life, you get eternal life.
Yeah, like wasn't it a wolf thing?
Yes.
The joining is
Yes.
woven.
Yes.
Are the
and it's
ones
supposed
that
to be
are-
taking the Wolven's power and giving it to someone who does not live as long because they live
Yes.
longer than Atlanteans. That's the
Yes.
whole point of the joining. So
Yes.
how the fuck do they get her god power? It doesn't work in reverse. I don't get it.
And if we think about it, Cass and Kieran were bonded, and because of that bond, automatically their lives were tied together. Well, Poppy's
Yes.
already bonded to Kieran, so his life is
Yes.
already tied to hers, if we're
Yes.
going to also argue that point.
Yes.
We were thinking, oh, we need to do it to get Cass in. Like, that was the thought process on us, where we're like, oh, shit, they're obviously going
But
to
they're
want to make
making it seem very much like they need to save Kieran
Yes.
now. And it doesn't make sense.
And in all ways. So like, why doesn't anybody just do the joining? And then it's like, I could shoot you in the heart. I could cut your head off. And
I can
it
make you a revenant. Maybe
Yes,
that's how.
that's
Maybe that's
literally-
how Isbeth is making her revenants.
maybe it's all bonded joinings. There's
It's
just
all
like
joinings.
orgy galore over there.
I'm gonna join with you, and now you and you, and now I have a bajillion revenants because I joined all these
imagine?
people.
Because it's exactly the same thing. If that's the case,
Yeah,
is that you literally
know.
can't die of anything.
I know.
Like, I don't know.
Me neither.
Anywho, but yeah, you did call it.
Yep, I was pretty excited about that. Actually, well, not excited. I was very disheartened by it, but I was right, and I like being right. So here we are.
Yes. Well, also, you you literally called it. And I'm kind of sad I didn't, because that seems really effing obvious at this point. Well, actually, Reaver says here, why are you guys so worried about the curse? Like, is his life not already tied to yours because he's bonded to
Yes!
you?
My exact note for that is what the actual fuck, all in
So
caps.
why?
And it's not touched on. They're just like, So I'm like, is he saying that they've already joined? Is that what he's trying to say?
Yes. So
Is he
now
just
that I'm
assuming that they're
remembering
already
this,
joined?
I think he assumed they were joined. Yes.
So I was like, what the fuck is
At
this
first, when
bomb
I read
drop? And
that-
then they're like, not even surprised. I was very shocked.
Yes, sorry, that is right. At first I was confused. I'm like, oh, they're already joined because they're bonded. I thought that's what Reaver was talking about because of Wolven bond, but you're right. He thought they were joined, and then Cass says, we haven't done the joining yet. And he was like, oh, why not? I was like, Reaver, you're not helping us.
Honestly,
I think he just assumed, by the way, that they're like what he sees of their relationship, because he always says like, "Your wolfen is here, and you're this," or what.
yes. So maybe it's just his assumption then.
Yeah, I think it was.
So, okay. So, yeah, because he's like, I don't even understand why you'd be worried. Like, he's already joined you. He has your eternal life. Like, what the heck? It doesn't matter. And he also says that the curse was a primal curse that had the stench of Kolis all over it. So it could be something to worry about after all. And I put, what the fuck is going on? Then Malik says, hell, I didn't even think of that. And I'm like, wait, what? What?
If it had the stench of Kolis and Callum
that
was
Callum
the one.
on him. We're so
Yup.
right. You are so right. But I'm jumping on this bandwagon.
I hope. I was starting to second guess it, because when he was like, "This was not the plan," I was like, wouldn't he get more mad if she wasn't following the plan? I don't know, but yeah, smells Kolis, and who did it? Callum, aka Kolis.
Ah! Ah!
Oh man,
I love it.
I love it too.
So POV switches to Poppy. Do you have anything before that?
Nope.
Okay. POV switches to Poppy and she's thinking over everything. And then I put, did I misread something? Because she does not seem shocked by the fact that Reaver claimed they were already joined. And she's thinking about how they might just have to do the joining if Malik can't be found. And I'm very confused. So I think we've cleared that up. It was just his assumption, but
Yes.
I was still very confused at this point. So Kieran and Poppy are talking as Cass walks up after scouting the area for Craven. He says that they are good and that they can be here. He reaches for Poppy's hand and says he has something he wants to show her. He brings her to a clearing where there's a beautiful view of the sunset as if it falls into the river in the Wisteria woods that go all the way to Padonia. Cass says that he wanted to get her away from the group so that they can talk and other things.
And bang, bangity bang.
I don't like when my bangity bangs.
I know. I was gonna say,
sections-
aren't you like less enjoying it because of the joining and everything? Like,
Well, that, yes, but I also don't like that they're dumping information in the middle of it. Like they're talking and doing things. I'm like,
yes, your info.
listen,
Like, yeah,
do I need to go woohoo or do I need to focus?
yes.
Because
Do I need to
can't
write
do
notes
both.
and try to connect my theories right now, or what's going on?
Because I had literally started typing and then more bangity bang because I just tune out and enjoy that part.
Yeah, that's
But I'm like,
so
oh,
funny.
wait, they're still talking.
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I
So
said
funny.
between touches and conversations, Cass says that Poppy didn't hurt anyone. Oh, this is where we said, like, you can't know that. And
Yes.
anyway, we already said that. So I'll skip that part. So Cass is fingering her while telling her that she was in control and it was her will. And if she wanted the mortals dead, that not even Cass could have stopped her, which if we're taking what Millie says at face value, that's not the truth. But anyway, here we go.
Good call. Good call.
She notes that heat flowed through my veins, easing the knot of coldness that pulsed near the essence. Maybe he was right. When I summoned the mist, my will had not been to cause harm, nor had it been when the wave of rage had left me. And then I put, this makes me think that love is going to be the thing that saves her because their love seems to be what retreats the
Every
cold
time, right?
killer inside of her.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe, like, remember, because what's his face had said, like, I've only seen love save someone once. Like,
Yeah.
obviously it's going to be Cass and Poppy. I think that's
Yeah.
a foregone conclusion.
Yes.
But I think that it's literally going to be their love that
Yeah.
saves it. So
I agree.
I think that was a hint at that.
Agreed.
So Cass tells Poppy that she is the bringer of peace and new beginnings, not destruction, and he tells her to believe it. She lies and says that she does, and she feels guilty about the lie, but he brings her to release and she can't focus on guilt anymore. And then Poppy gives Cass a blowy. That was the end of that note for me.
A beeger.
Yeah.
So funny. Out in just the wild,
Yep.
you know.
Okay, so Poppy and Cass then confirm that they are going to have to do the joining to save Kieran because why not? Poppy asks what it entails, and he says they have to stand naked together in front of the moon, and Poppy must drink from both of them first. Cass says nothing that you're not comfortable with would ever transpire, wouldn't allow it, and neither would Kieran. It's as simple as that. And I'm like,
But they never ask her. They usually just like push the boundaries, see if she's
literally,
okay with it, and
and hope
then-
it's okay.
Yeah. Anywho.
Um,
Anywho. We know
And
it's
she's
gonna go
like,
down, so it's fine.
yes,
fine.
exactly. She looks straight at him and she says, and if it did become more, what would happen afterward between us? His head tilted and his eyes searched mine. You love me, right? Yes, I love you. He said, flattening his palm against my cheek. And you love Kieran. I jolted, my stomach dipping. I didn't know how to answer that. I love him, Castile said into the silence. Though not in the same way, not as I feel for you, because what I feel for you, no one has ever owned that before and no one ever will. So, like, this is literally Cass saying, like, I know that you have love for him, and I'm assuming Poppy's reaction is confirmation of that.
Yeah.
And Cass is like, it's okay to love him. It's a different love than what we have. So, like, we're getting on page
Yes.
that all parties are on the same page, but I'm
Yes.
still sitting
Yes.
here not liking it.
Yes. And because she's basically like, if I bang Kieran,
Yeah, like,
is
what
it
happens
okay?
between us? Are
And
you
he's
still
like,
gonna love
well,
me?
I love you, so I still love you. I still love you. At this point, I'm like, just do it. Like, can you just do it right now? So I don't
Literally
have to
just get it the fuck over
Let's
with. Like,
do
stop
it.
with this buildup. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anything else before chapter end?
That's all I got before chapter.
Okay, so chapter ends with Poppy and Cass discussing the joining and telling Poppy that she needs some time to actually think about it first. She does say, like, yes, I want to do it, but he's like, no, like, this is a big deal. And it's a new concept to you. Like, he's like, because she's like, well, you know you want to do it right away. And he's like, I've known about this for like years and years and years. Like, this has been a normal part of my society. It is not for you. So let's make sure, which is like good on him.
It is, yes. I liked that.
And then Poppy thinks to herself that not only will it tie their lives to her, but if Kieran has to follow through with his promise of stopping Poppy and chaining her up, it will also ensure that both of them will stay alive. Both of them meaning like Cass and Poppy, and be tied to her after that
Cass
fact.
and Kieran, you mean, right?
What did I say?
Cass and Poppy.
Oh, yes, correct. Cass and Kieran are tied to Poppy's life. So if Poppy is like internally in the bone chains, they basically just live forever because she's living forever, and I guess till she eventually
can't
wills
die
away.
down there. Yeah.
So I just have a note. I put here, note on chapter's end. I don't understand how Cass can't harm Kieran. Like, is there going to be like a force field that doesn't allow it, or is it just he can't like kill him or he'll come? Like, I just don't understand the joining. Like, do you die and come back? Do you?
I know.
Like, I don't understand. That's all. What happens?
I know. My note on it says, Kieran, thinking if Kieran ever had to honor the promise he had made to me and I had misjudged what Castile would do about it, he wouldn't be able to truly harm Kieran. Both would remain safe if I were entombed. Meeting Castile's gaze, I drew a deep breath. I will take the time, but I know my answer won't change. Yeah, so it just says, like, truly harm Kieran. I don't really understand.
So I feel like that means just like kill him. Basically, like if Kieran locks me up, Cass is gonna be pissed, but like he can't. He's not going to kill him. Like he's not going to be able to compulse him to slit his throat like he tried to do to his brother. I think
because they're all tied together, essentially. Like,
yes, because they're all tied to Poppy. Their lives are tied to hers. So if she's alive, they can't kill each other because
they literally can't die. Like they'll revenant it.
That's what I don't understand. I thought it was like you could die. You couldn't die of old age, but like beyond that, like you could.
Yeah,
but
I'm very confused by it all.
Yeah, same.
Okay, chapter 38. So it opens up in a Cass POV. Cass is watching Poppy sleep under the walnut tree and taking in every excuse to touch her hair, her cloak, just finding the contact grounding. He starts to panic and his hands are shaking when he thinks about the dark, as it brings him back to being in the cell. And he says that being next to Poppy brings him calm. Kieran comes over and tells Cass that he should go talk to Malik, who is chained to the tree at this moment, and says that he will watch over Poppy for him. Cass doesn't know how to feel about Malik, and he doesn't want to, like, he doesn't want to, he understands that Malik doesn't want to escape to go back to Isbeth, that he wants to go back to Millie, because, like, he truly does believe at this point that they are heartmates, but he's still like, I still don't fucking like what he did to my heartmate. Like, I don't know how to rationalize this.
He's like, I don't know how I can feel about this because it's not good.
Yes, this is a lot of information and I don't know how to process it.
Yeah.
So Kieran says that what Reaver said about the joining, and it might not work on a primal curse. And Cass says it could work though. And Kieran's like, well, he doesn't like, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to do it for him.
Yes.
And it says he looks at Poppy and he softens. Cass thinks that the way he softens and was the same as when he would talk about Elijah. How do you say her name?
Elijah? Like, no.
Like his love that died.
Oh, Alicia, I think, maybe.
Alicia, is that how you say it?
Maybe
I put a
something
lot.
like that.
But anyway, so it softens in the same way he did when he would talk about her. And I put in brackets, wasn't this his love? And I'm like,
Yes.
and now Cass is on board with this, but it's still very weird to me.
Yes. Because, yes.
Yeah. Because he's like, oh, the way that he's looking at my wife is the same way he looked at his love that died.
His
that
true
he
love,
is still not
yes.
over.
Yes.
I was like, what?
But I thought you were heartmates and one and only and
Keska La
Yeah.
F.
yeah. Yeah.
So Kieran says he assumed that what they had done when they'd gone off was talk about the joining amongst other things.
Other things.
Cass tells them that they both want to do it for him because their bond is not because of tradition or title, or blood, like they are above all of that, and that they mean more to each other than that. And Kieran agrees that he also wants Poppy to take the time before any decisions are made, which again, I did like. I will give him that.
And he was like, I don't want you guys to feel like I expected this of you at all. Like this.
Literally,
like,
yeah.
Don't
He's
feel
like,
pressure that I'm just hoping
Yes.
you will. Like
yes, like this is like, I accept whatever happens. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't want you guys to feel pressured, which
Yeah.
I did like.
Yep. Samesies.
Yep. So he tells, Kieran tells Cass, like, you need to go talk to Malik. I'll stay here with Poppy. So Cass gets up and he says that the sight of Kieran watching over Poppy, quote unquote, warms his heart. And I said, Jennifer really wants us to know that Cass is not jealous of this relationship.
I know. Like, we're okay with this, and Cass really wants it too. Like,
Yes. And I'm like, I should find this sweet, but it still gives me ick.
yeah, it's so funny. Well, especially because there was that one moment, I think it was in the last episode or one of the most recent ones, where Cass says, well, because I'm irrationally jealous. And I'm like,
Yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean?
I know.
Like,
And I'm
this
like,
is the
what
very opposite of that, sir.
Yes. Like, I don't think you're jealous. I think you're like, oh, I'm turned on because my wife finds it intriguing that, things we don't
Yeah,
want him to
like-
find intriguing.
And, like, again, I go back to the fact that, like, Cass calls Kieran his brother. I'm sorry, I am not sharing my husband with my brother. That's
Right.
just weird.
It is. It is different, isn't it? It's like,
Oh. Anyway. I have going into Malik next. What do you got?
yeah, me too. Cass talks to.
Do you wanna
his
take her?
brother.
Take her away.
Yeah, I can. I don't have a lot here, but I literally have 3 notes for this chapter.
That's so funny.
So Cass goes and talks to his brother. This is really paraphrasing. You're probably gonna have to do more notes on this.
It's
for me, but
okay. Go
Cass
for it.
talks to his brother, and he ends up that he's going to trust him to fight alongside them because he also wants the blood crown gone.
Yeah, that about sums up. That
and
about
then
sums up what I had to.
I put Cass asks his brother about the poem or whatever.
Oh, yes, the
pick a-
poppy, the bleeding
Yeah,
poppy thing.
Pick
Yes.
a poppy, watch it bleed. His brother says he has never heard that before, which is very interesting. A part of me is wondering, did she hear this as some sort of prophecy? Or was this at the point where, was this happening when because remember in the prophecy, it said when the last blood is spilled of the chosen one or something along those lines?
Yes, in the
And-
long prophecy
Yes,
that
and-
Tawny tells her. Yes.
And I think we were like, oh, when she was ascended. But this might have actually, in her dream, the pick a poppy, watch it bleed, might have actually been with the first blood shed of the...
Maybe.
So I was like, is this something like pick a poppy, watch it bleed? And does it have to do with the blood being shed of the last born? And
maybe.
but anyways, it's really fucked up. And a part of me also thinks, was it Isbeth that was saying it to her, after all of that? But I don't know why my head went to the prophecy about
Interesting. Yeah, it very well could be.
because it says the blood was shed by the last the second born or something. I'm gonna have to look it up what it says.
Yeah, I
but
can't remember the exact wording of it.
I'll try to find it.
On my notes with Malik, like Cass is like trying to explain to Malik like why he's so pissed about it. Like, yes, he didn't physically kill her, but like he says, like, you know, you left her there to die, and the scars of that night go much deeper than what can just be seen on her skin. Like, this is all your fault.
Yes.
And Malik says he didn't leave her there. God or no, she had not entered the culling. And had he truly left her there, she would have died. He says that he brought her back to the queen, and he also says that the scars were so much worse following the attack. He saw glimpses of her before the veil, and he says that what he saw with his own eyes, the damage that he had done, like he really felt that guilt. And this is my note about Alistair. Malik says that Alistair had seen him in the night, like that night, and asked if he had ever told Cass or his parents that. And Cass says no. And I'm like, what the fuck, Alistair?
Yeah.
So it is here. It is in this chapter. I
You
knew I
were-
wasn't crazy.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm like,
what
did I
the heck?
fucking dream that? Like, what the hell?
Crazy though. And I feel like
Yeah.
for it to get brought up, but then that was it too. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that crossover, there has to be more. I don't know. That seems kind of crazy to me. Oh, I might have just found with the last chosen blood spilled, the great conspirator, birthed from the flesh and fire of the primals, will awaken as a harbinger and the bringer of death and destruction to the lands gifted by the gods. With the last chosen blood spilled, the great conspirator will awaken. So I don't know.
There's so many questions. That prophecy is like
Yeah, it's a
so
doozy.
many questions. Yeah. So Malik makes a comment about them being joined, like as if like he's talking about like as if they actually already are joined. And Cass is like, we're not joined. And Malik's
This is
like
what I was
shocked.
confusing with Reaver. Remember how it was like Reaver when he was like, "Aren't you already joined?" Or
Oh
"Aren't you
yeah, yeah.
bonded?"
But I think that also does happen with Reaver too. I think it does.
Are you sure now? I'm starting to think it only happened with Malik, and Reaver is telling them, "No, you're joined already because you're bonded as Wolven, you idiots." Like, does he specifically say Reaver joined, and then they say, "No, we're not joined"? Because I only remember that conversation once, and I was
I don't
reading our
know.
notes. I was like, "Oh, that was with Reaver," but I think
don't know. I don't know now.
I think Reaver was telling them like, "You guys are bonded together. Why are you worried?"
Why are you
and I
freaking
think
out about
they said,
this?
"Yeah." Oh well. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
No, that's okay. So Malik is shocked and he looks over at Kieran shielding Poppy and says, "Are you sure you're not joined?" And Cass says, "Yes." And Malik responds with, "Huh." And I put, "I don't like that. No, thank you. No, thank you."
It's probably because he's like, the way you guys behave is like
Yeah,
you're in a three-way
it
relationship.
looks like they're banging, dude. Like,
yeah, like could have fooled me.
yeah.
You sure you haven't done that? 'Cause-
Are you sure you haven't been involved in it? Because
Yeah.
they certainly look like they have.
yes. Oh, that's so funny.
So Cass says to Malik, like, "Do you and Millie want to see the Blood Crown end?" And Malik says, "Yes, I want them all to burn." And Cass says, "Then don't try to escape and go back only to get yourself killed." Malik says that he won't try to escape, and Cass hopes that he's telling the truth, but he says that faith is earned through actions. So then Cass asks Malik about the Bleeding Poppy poem. Malik says he's never heard of that before. Okay, so the next morning they are approaching Padonia, and Cass is looking over at Malik on the horse, who is now chain free. I'm like, wow, that was a big trust. Cass hopes it's not a big mistake, but he thinks that he doesn't want like their armies to see their prince for the first
Yes.
time in chains,
Yes.
which like I get, but also that's very trusting, sir.
Yes.
Very trusting. Poppy asks Cass if he's okay. He says he's not sure, that he's struggling with what he's going to tell his father about Malik when they meet, because like the last
Yes.
Valen
he
had
was like,
heard.
"Kill him for me." if-
Literally, he's like, "Please, Poppy, kill my son." Like,
right? Like awkward.
yes. Oh,
But
so they
also
come up to the.
Poppy asking Cass, "How are you?" I'm like, "Yay!"
I know, you're probably like so proud of her.
Woo.
Like, yay, look at you. Look at you being
Yeah.
emotionally supportive.
Yeah.
So they come up to the campsite where the armies have been set up, and the Wolven all come running out to greet them. Delano throws himself into Cass's arms like an excited puppy, and Netta comes and does the same, and I thought that was really cute.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let me just read this. Emil comes up and grabs Poppy's hand and says, I knew you would do it. I knew you'd get him back. Cass gets a wave of jealousy at the thought of Emil touching her hand, but it passes quickly. And I'm like, my dude, you're okay with your brother fucking your wife, but your friend cannot hold her hand. What the fuck? The math is not mathing.
Good call.
Oh, like, okay, it's one or the other, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can just pick and choose who can do that? Like, what do you mean?
I don't get it. And like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Emil also the one that he got super pissed about, like just staring at Poppy? Like, what is his deal with Emil?
And I thought like Emil and Vanetta were kind of a thing.
Yeah. So like, what the fuck?
It's weird. It's almost like
It is weird. I don't
the writing is
get
supposed
it.
to make a point of being like, no to anybody else, but this threesome is like a thing, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it's
I don't
almost
know.
like they're like poly. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Also, I know we keep going back to this joining. Another thing that doesn't make sense. The whole point, like, the reason that you needed 3 people was because 2 people were already tied together. You were just bringing in the third.
correct.
So why do we need
Yes.
3 people right now?
I don't understand that either, because Cass and Poppy should, in theory, already be.
Cass and Poppy aren't tied their lives together, right? Nobody is in theory.
Oh.
I would have, in theory, thought, because it was Cass and Kieran bonded, therefore lives tied together. That bond was broken. So nobody has their lives tied together unless we would say that Kieran and
The primal
Poppy
notum,
do.
though, I think, right?
But that's between Kieran and Poppy, though.
Yeah.
So in theory, if anyone's lives are already tied together, it's Kieran and Poppy's.
Yes.
So why is a 3-way required?
Necessary?
Yes.
Yeah. Because they don't need Kieran's lifespan. In
But
theory,
they
he should
don't
already
need
fucking
Cass
have
for
it.
anything. What do you need Cass for? Why does Cass even have to be involved? Like, I don't want just Kieran and Poppy, but I'm just saying, like, Cass's blood does nothing to this scenario right now. Do you get what I'm saying? He lives the shortest of all of them. So, like,
He's the weakest link.
yeah, why?
Ugh, I'm just so
Why?
confused about all of it. I really hope that at the end of the chapter, when we eventually get this fucking joining done, I hope it at least makes sense in my brain so I can just get over it.
You're going to have the joining and be like, oh, wait, this doesn't even work because we're already bonded.
What the fuck this? What the fuck that? What the fuck this? What the fuck that?
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Or maybe something magical is going to happen because a primal has never done the joining before and all of a
Yeah,
sudden something
something
crazy is gonna happen. But yeah, it just I keep thinking, I'm like, and this and then that and then this other thing, like,
We just can't get over it because we just need to see it. We just rip the fucking Band-Aid off already, Jennifer. God damn it.
and the facts aren't lining up. Help me
Yes.
understand.
Fucking over it.
Anyway,
Over it!
I
God
will-
damn it!
I will try not to bring it up again.
Oh, no, I'm not over it because of you bringing it up. I'm over it because of Jennifer just won't fucking do it. Just
Do
fucking
it
do it.
already.
Yeah, literally and figuratively, please and thank you. Get it done.
Amen.
I go into
Get it
chapter's
done.
end. Am I good to continue? All right. So chapter ends. Malik gets down on his knee and approaches Delano with his hand out. And Delano comes and nudges his hand, and a noticeable shudder goes through Malik. And I'm like, oh, because he probably thinks like he hates me because like his sister, which we find out, Preela, is Preela, who was his bonded wolven. So he's probably like,
Yes.
Delano probably fucking hates me because like his
I'm
sister
kind of the
died.
reason she died because she was trying
Yes.
to save.
But like Delano comes up and like nudges his hand as if to say like, it's okay, man. Like, I'm happy to see you. And
Until
Cass
he
comes,
learns that he friggin' was working with them. But anyways,
honestly. Poppy comes to Cass's side and they're both like watching this happen, and like Poppy can sense Poppy, so Malik's face is like really pinched with emotion, and Poppy's like, I don't even need to read his emotions.
yes,
Like there's so much sorrow coming off of him, like because
Yeah.
he is thinking like, how
Yes.
is he still embracing me after everything?
yeah.
Oh, my heart.
So now we
My
can't
heart.
think Delano's a traitor because
I know. Because
Yeah.
Preela. We didn't know that, right? Like, this is news to us that Preela was.
I think we did know. I don't know why,
We
but
did?
like a part of it was familiar. Like I was like, oh yeah, is how I felt
Okay.
reading that.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, I forgot. So here we go.
yeah.
All right, friends. So that concludes our chapter breakdown for this episode. But don't go anywhere. I know that there is only 2 of us, and typically we do this with 3 of us. However, we are going to continue with our bookish breakdown. You heard that, right?
I heard it.
Okay, I was like, did I do something wrong? I was like panicking.
Could you imagine?
Like, oh
Yes,
God.
I did. Success.
Okay, good. All right. So obviously we cannot do our bookish breakdown today for points. It was my turn to host. So I came up with an idea. I had kind of come across this idea and I was like, oh, that'd be fun. And it's one that could be for points or not for points. So we're just not going to do it for points. So it's
For
called Alphabet Story.
funsies.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just for
sorry.
funsies.
What's it called?
That's okay. So it's called Alphabet Story. So the way that this
Huh.
works is we are going to make a story together, you and I, Amanda.
Oh.
So the person who goes first will start with the letter A. When they it can be like a cat went over the hill. And then I must continue your story, but my sentence has to start with B. And we continue until we go through the
Okay.
whole alphabet. And I thought to make this a little bit more concise, I guess, is we will have topics. So, for
Okay.
example, like our first topic could be Fourth Wing. And so you will start it and we have to make a story about Fourth Wing. And it goes through the alphabet. And
Cool.
hopefully we don't fuck up.
Right.
So, like,
That's the
for an
alphabet.
example, if it was Pokemon themed, our story could start like this. Amazing! I saw a Pikachu just run by. Bro, no way! Where did it go? Can't tell ya! I'm going to catch it first. And then we continue like this through the alphabet.
Fun. Okay.
So, we'll see what we come
Okay.
up with.
Fun.
So if you want to start, you can pick our topic, and then I can do the next one if you want. So
okay.
think of any
Um,
topic you want and start your story, and we're going to make a little story here.
So I wanted to initially say Fourth Wing because I'm still obsessed over it because I just finished reading it. But do we want to like not because of spoilers potentially? If anyone's never
Yeah, I
read
wondered
it?
that. I wondered that. Unless we do like
anything
I
would be
don't know.
spoilers.
I
If you've never
know.
read it, like
Yeah. Maybe we do something
okay.
older than Fourth Wing. That sorry, if you haven't read Harry
Yeah.
Potter yet, like it's old.
That's not a bad one because that's old. And
Yeah.
like if you haven't read it, you watch the movie, and if you haven't, then you have
Yeah.
no intention to at this point.
Exactly.
So
If you
who
haven't by this
cares?
point, dude, the movie has been out since 2001. The books has been out since 97. I don't know what to tell you. Go read
Yeah,
it if you haven't yet.
let's do Harry Potter.
Okay,
That's a
so you
good
start
one.
us off.
Okay, hold on. Do we? It can just be random, or do we want to pick like a theme, like Harry Potter, but like his parents' story, or like, or it can just be anything, the Wizarding World, like. Do
As
we
long
care?
as it's related to the Wizarding World, I think we'll keep it broad,
Okay.
make it easier.
Okay. A young boy wizard was getting on the Hogwarts Express.
But he had never done that before because this is his first year at Hogwarts.
Can you believe that across the train car he saw Harry Potter sitting there?
Don't you know he's the boy that lived?
Everyone around me kept peeking in and looking over at the boy with the scar on his forehead.
I have to like go through my alphabet. with
F?
things.
You're on F, I think. You're on
Okay,
F.
thank you.
Yeah.
Friends, let's be friends. I want to be friends with the boy who lived.
Getting up slowly, I was trying to get the courage to go speak to Harry Potter.
Harry, I'm Ronald Weasley.
I just wanted to introduce myself. Can I sit with you?
Just kidding. If you don't want me to, I won't. It's fine.
Oh my God, Kay.
K's hard.
What word starts with K?
Kill, kite, Kaleidoscope.
Kill my uncle and call me Frankaloo. I can't believe I'm sitting. I can't believe I'm gonna sit with Harry Potter.
Loser. I'm such a loser. Why am I so obsessed with this man?
Maybe I'll just go back to my train card. Call it quits.
No, I have to be brave. I must do this.
Okay, I'm gonna play it cool, and Harry Potter's gonna think I'm cool.
Potter, can I sit with you?
Oh my god. Quite the nice day we're having out there, isn't it, Harry?
Suddenly, the boy who lives looks at me and says,
It's not the right letter.
Isn't S come out? Didn't you say Q? Oh no, R comes now.
Yeah, I did say Q.
Fucking idiot.
Oh my god.
Okay,
This is
say your
great.
line again. I forget. What you
I don't
said.
remember.
We're terrible storytellers. Quite the weather.
Yeah,
Something about
quite the weather we're having out there, eh, Harry Potter?
Really? You're gonna talk to me about the weather? The boy who lived said.
Sorry, I know. I'm just so nervous. I've never actually spoken to a celebrity before.
Totally fine. I get it all the time. Please sit.
Understandably, what are you most excited about going to Hogwarts?
Visiting Hogsmeade. Definitely visiting
Oh,
Hogsmeade.
good answer. Will you take me with you? Oh, you have to answer that question. That's hard.
X. How the fuck am I supposed to do X?
Oh, I was like, excellent, but that's not an X.
X marks the spot, my good man. We sure will.
All I could think of was X-ray. I'm like, how are you gonna do this?
Same.
That was so clever, like in a lame kind of way, you know? WXY. Yes, thank you so much. I can't wait to visit Hogsmeade with you.
Zonkos. We have to go to Zonkos there.
That worked out so well.
Yay,
I'm proud of us. That went better than I thought it was gonna.
You
Like,
know,
we-
we just made a story. You know, move over. Move over,
it-
Jennifer. We're coming
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Should we do a blood and ash one just for fun?
Yeah, I think we should. That'd be fun.
Okay.
You start.
All
this
right. A mortal, a god, a primal. What is this Poppy that we know?
Beneath the maiden's veil, there's more to learn about her.
Castile knows what's up, and he knows what's under that veil and other things.
Did you know that did you know that there's more to this story than the love of Castile and Poppy?
Everything I've read to this point has just been for the hanky-panky. Please tell me more.
Friends turn into something more.
Golly gee whiz, for real?
Harbingers and
Ooh, good one.
yeah, I gotta make it make sense. Harbingers and destruction are afoot, and as a result, a friendship needs to turn into something more to protect someone.
I can't believe it. Is there going to be a joining?
What letter are we at? I, J?
Yeah, I lined that one up for you, friend.
Thank you. And we were joining. Joining, of course. And they're gonna suck some blood as they stand naked under the moon.
Kieran too? Kieran too?
Lovers unite with Kieran, Poppy, and Cass.
My goodness, that sounds kinky.
Naughty, naughty, if you ask me, but
Okay, let's do this, Jennifer.
Poppy starts the joining. Why did we end here? Poppy starts the joining. We're like,
We're
both
fixating on it.
hate the fact that there's a joining, and now we are literally writing the story of the joining. Poppy starts by sinking her teeth into the thigh of Castile.
And quickly, Castile gets hard and says, Kieran, bend over.
Yeah, but think of what letter you just used.
Q.
And. You said and quickly.
Oh, sorry. Quickly. Just get rid of the end. It's still
I didn't even notice you said quick. I'm like, and. That's not right. Sorry,
you're
same
right.
thing again. Quickly what?
Quickly, quickly Cass gets hard and says, bend over, Kieran.
I didn't even hear that you said that. And he said, spread them?
Bend over, Kieran.
Rear to the moonlight. Kieran slowly looked back and locked eyes with Castile.
Suddenly, Poppy was feeling left out and said, I want some too.
Take me, she yelled, as she grabbed Kieran by the wrist and plunged her not fangs into his arm.
Under the moonlight, the threesome becomes one as they human centipede the shit out of their body parts in blood.
Very awkwardly, they all come to after realizing what they had just done.
Wait, did we just do that?
Oh God, X again. X-rays would have shown how joined we truly were.
Oh my God. Okay, why? Oh, I'm getting lightheaded from laughing so hard.
Oh God.
Yes, it would indeed. I want it framed for my wall.
Oh God. The BIA guy. Can you tell I'm panicked?
Yes.
Zebra. I don't know. It's the BIO. I'm so happy that our lives are all connected and somehow we can never die, even though it makes no sense.
Try beheading me, see if it works. The end.
God. Literally.
That's how the joining happens. You're welcome.
I would
that
like
was
to
fun.
read that. Rear to the moonlight.
I'm sweating from laughing so hard.
Oh, Kristen, we apologize in advance that
You fucking idiots.
you're going to experience that.
Oh, we're sorry to all of our listeners too. All
Yeah.
5 of you. You know, we love you guys.
But we enjoyed
These
it.
are real VIPs.
Real VIPs.
Oh, all right. Now that I'm
one of
lightheaded.
you that we
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
literally. Oh God, that makes it worse.
All right. Well,
amazing.
friends, now that I've worked up a sweat and my head hurts, I think we're going to call it a day. But before we do, we have some things to cover here first.
Yes.
So Professor Katie is going to don her professor's cap once more, and we're going to do some homework. Will we get the joining? I don't know.
Stay tuned.
As Kristen would say, RFO.
Yeah.
So homework for next week, friends, we're going to read chapters 39 through 44. So yes, we have 2 more episodes left of this book.
Okay.
Wild.
Ooh, and if you haven't already, subscribe, like, rate, review, follow us on your socials at Your Bookmark Pod. Please, someone send us a freaking email. At this
Please, we
point,
beg.
we'll take it.
We're not above begging.
We are literally not. I will grovel at your feet.
Yep.
Our email is yourbookmarkpod@gmail.com. And tell all your friends about how cool we are, and
And how much you loved our stories. Like,
yeah. That was the best. That was it. That was the peak of everything we've ever done yet.
Yep.
All
all right.
Well,
Well, do you want to sign us off, Mino?
yeah. We will see y'all at our next chapter.
Bye.
Bye.